Rich, and good to see him back in senior ranks after a long time on the sidelines with injury. Grand final umpire last year. Ball about to be bounced. Stan, do you give Fitzroy a chance?
No.
Crackers, do you?
Yes, the orange factor will play a part.
And Roos has first real kick of the ball coming off halfback. Fitzroy up to the Heatley stand end. Works it into attack to Harding, who gets a hand pass off, but Fitzroy lose possession. Picked up by McRae, who scrambles it out to the wing on the muddy southern side. In the McCormick direction. Loses control of the ball in the heavy stuff out there. Ironmonger collects. Handball to Roos. On to Harding. Back to Ironmonger. Centering kick to half forward. A chance for Fitzroy to mark, but Broderick misses what he should have taken. Tussle for the ball at ground level now. And umpire Van Beek comes in and will ball up just inside Fitzroy's 50. North have to keep winning to play in the finals this year for the first time in, what is it, about 4 seasons, and Fitzroy working hard at Princes Park to try and upset them.
Saturday football on 3LO network stations. On Fitzroy's half-forward line, the ball up. It comes down towards Rock. Can't control it. McGrath there. The ball out of his grasp. It comes out the back of the pack. Picked up there. Handball across to Rock at centre half-back. He in turn on to Crocker. Crocker from the half-back flank. Bit of a wrestle behind play. No, it's okay. Kicks up towards half-forward to Carey. Rides a wind bump. Gets the hand pass out towards Ramiro. He's on the wing. A centering kick in towards centre half-forward. Ironmonger is there and takes a good mark. A late charge there from McCarthy from behind to try and mark, but he couldn't get around the Colossus. Ironmonger takes the mark. Handball across to Wind. Wind kicks up towards the half-forward line for Fitzroy. They're kicking towards the Robert Heatley stand in. McGrath too slow. Players converge, and there'll be a ball up between wing and half-forward with the Roy boys just into attack. The game at the MCG, no, the game at Waverley starting at 8 minutes past 2. And the game down at Cardinia Park underway, as well as the game at the MCG. There's the ball up. Stevens and Fairley do battle in ruck, and Stevens knocks the ball up towards Fitzroy's 50, just near the Carlton Social Club. Picked up by Rock, kicks it back towards halfback, where Lyon marks the ball, and McGrath the spoil, but he doesn't spoil successfully. And the kick by Lyon in towards McCormick, in towards centre half forward. The ball bouncing free towards the Carlton dugout in front of the Robert Heatley stand. Wheeldon goes for a kick off the ground and misses, maybe just as well, because had he made contact, it would have been out of bounds on the full. And as it is, Fitzroy deep into attack, just 10 metres out from their goal, left forward pocket.
And doing virtually all of the attacking in the early minutes. Stevens is doing the ruck work in attack for them. He has the ball. He didn't take it out of the air, but he picked it up off the ground. He gets it off to Baldwin, who has a shot on the run, and he puts it through. So the Lions draw first blood at Princes Park inside 3 minutes, and they deserved it because they haven't stopped attacking since the game started. Fitzroy 1 goal, North Melbourne yet to score, and Stan and Crackers, you have a chance at it now.
Yeah, well called, Tim. I think you're right. That was just reward for the effort that was put in. They really have looked sharp at the moment. North a little bit more lethargic. I like the work down on the forward line there of all their players. They really attack it. A lot of North players just standing off and watching, but a terrific start by the Lions.
When you have a situation when 15 players have been in bed for a couple of days, you're going to have trouble.
From the centre bounce, knocked down by Gallagher. Kick off the ground, out of the pack. It rebounds back towards Dundas, who comes out towards the northern wing, gets a handball out towards Wind, who was Jimmy Wynn, but now is Jimmy Wind. Handball across towards Rock, though, intercepts it. Gets a slinging hand pass up towards Carey. Infringes on Wind. The free kick is paid, and the advantage is paid to Roos. Kicks up towards the wing, and the ball is out of our view. Harding and McRae doing battle for a boundary throw-in. Fitzroy 1 goal, North Melbourne yet to score. The wind not a factor here at Princes Park, and the northern side of the ground not too bad. From the throw-in, it's Gallagher down towards McGrath as North Melbourne go up towards the wing. The hand pass comes out of the pack to Ellison. In turn to Larkin. Larkin by foot in towards Longmire, about 40 metres out from goal. He's left Lynch behind, picks it up, high tackle by Lynch. Free kick to Longmire. Oh, he's been invited to play on. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Out comes German. Hand passes to Steele. No. Does it himself. On his left boot. Kicks a goal. Kick by Peter German. After a free kick to Johnny Longmire from a high tackle against Lynch. Scores are level here at Princes Park, and we have played about 4.5 minutes in the first term. Let's go to Clearlow at the MCG, then down to Geelong.
at the MCG. Both sides have scored one behind. Down to Skeeter at Geelong.
Been playing 3 minutes. It's Geelong, one straight goal for 6 points. Sydney Swans yet to score.
Crackers, are you touting a Fitzroy win, or is hope springing eternal in the human breast?
Well, I just reckon they'll give them a run for their money because they're home ground. They've beaten Geelong here, remember?
North win it out of the centre. Gallagher onto Carey to Romero, but he's brought down. Ball loose now. Scholl and German in there for North. German got it onto his boot, but it went nowhere. Picked up by Wind. Kicks to the centre. Roos onto it. Good hand pass to Broderick. Goes wide looking for Osborne. It doesn't find him. Harding runs onto it. Knocks it back to Broderick. Now to Osborne. At the 50, the skipper unloads. Not one of his specials. Up high, Wheeldon. A beauty. Out near the behind post. Although umpire Van Beek arrives to tell Wheeldon that the angle is not as severe as I thought it might have been. Wheeldon's going deeper into the pocket than he need by the look of it from here, although it might be an optical illusion. He lines them up. He's about 5 metres inside the boundary line as he kicks at goal and puts it through. So both teams assaulting the goals at either end of the ground. Fitzroy 2 straight, North Melbourne 1 goal. Those 3 goals coming inside the first 6 minutes. Stan.
And one of the impressive things early in the piece for me is the work of Paul Roos on Carey, and it's going to be a magnificent battle. But Roos is not content with just staying back at the contest, and he really is running. In the last few occasions, he's been up over the centre line, attacking the ball and then feeding it out, which means that the young line combination getting that ball down quickly, and I think he's a key player for them.
Dennis Stretcher, crooked bounce. It favours Gallagher. Knocks it out towards Rock. Slung off the ball. Picked up there by Blakey. Kicks Fitzroy forward towards half forward. On the bounce, a bad one for McRae. It spills across the half-back line. Good harassment there by Wheeldon. The ball kicked across the half-back line by Brayshaw. It comes down towards Stevens. Quick hand pass out towards Lyon. But the ball off Lyon's hand and over for a boundary throw in front of the Gardner stand.
Stevens lined up on a half-forward flank, and he seems to be their attacking half-ruckman, although Ironmonger there to do it this time.
Fitzroy leading by 12 points to 6, 2 goals to 1. Boundary throw in. Gallagher, who played a beauty against Sydney last week, knocks the ball down towards the boundary. The ball and players disappear with the overlap of the stand here, but there'll be a boundary throw in. 7 minutes in the first term. The game out at Waverley starting in about 60 seconds. The boundary throw in. Gallagher knocks it down to Larkin. He's claimed by McCormack. The ball comes to Lyon of Fitzroy. 65 metres out. The lead in towards half forward. It's a beauty. And he's found Wheeldon again. 35 metres out directly in front. Now Martin has the job on Caven. Paxman down on McCarthy, who's in a forward pocket. Elliott picking up Ellison, the goal sneaker around goals. And of course Lynch on Longmire with 84 goals. But Darren Wheeldon for his second to the Robert Heatley stand end, 35 metres out. Drop punch for goal, and it's a beauty. Has put it right through the middle. Fitzroy 3 goals, North Melbourne 1. Early score from Waverley, David Mackay.
No score yet, Peter, but the big news out here today is that Stephen Kernahan, Carlton captain, not in the side and being replaced by David Glascott.
Thought you were going to say Terry Danaher had been a last-minute withdrawal.
No, he's out there in the centre, and good to see Peter Cameron shaking hands with him, getting the game underway.
Clelo, any change at the MCG?
Yes, we've now played for 8 minutes into this quarter, and Richmond are 2 behind. Footscray 1 goal, 1-7 behind. Skeeter at Geelong.
Been playing 7 minutes. Geelong 2 straight goals, 12 points. Sydney Swans 1 point.
Fitzroy 12 points in front and looking good. Ironmonger a thumping knock for them, but German stops it. Socket on though by Wind. However, straight to McRae. Brilliant blind spin out of a tackle, and then shrugs off Wind. Kicks up to half forward. Larkin first to the ball. Broderick bearing down. Larkin's got it 60 out from goal. Centering left footer in towards Romero, who is spoiled at the last minute, but the umpire said he had it just long enough and pays the mark. 45 metres out. In heavy going out there, and it won't be an easy kick in towards goal. No protestation from the Fitzroy defence that Romero hadn't held that long enough, so umpire Rich probably making a good call. Now, Jose Romero lines them up. The black hair down almost to his shoulders now. Kicks at goal. Drop punt. Hasn't quite got the distance, and big Ironmonger is there to thump it through for a behind. He's covering good territory, and he can be a very, very useful player for Fitzroy. The Roys are 3 straight 18. North 1-1-7. We've played 9 1/4 minutes at Princes Park.
kick in by Lynch from the eastern goal. Will he go for Baldwin or Paxman? No, he'll ignore them. Come to the northern side with a wobbler. It bounces outside 50. Larkin will get there first. Good shepherding by Scholl. Handball Larkin across to Ellison. 65 out. The pass off the side of his boot. And it's gone out on the full. It was meant for John McCarthy with the big knee bandage on. And a free kick to Fitzroy in the back pocket to be taken by McCormack. Fitzroy 3 goals, North Melbourne 1-1 on 3-0's match of the day. The kick by McCormack towards halfback. All up, no one down. Ironmonger knocks the ball out of the pack. Kicking the ball through the pack is Scholl. It rebounds to Roos. From a standing start, kicks up towards the centre of the ground. Steele is there for North Melbourne. Also Harding. The ball knocked out by McRae towards the half-forward line to German. Hand pass on towards Schwass. He's got to backtrack to pick it up on the bounce. Back to German. They're going nowhere. German's hand pass through the centre. And also McRae trying to chop his way through. The ball comes down to Carey, who kicks up towards half forward. Now the Carey is there now. Couldn't mark the ball. Allison is there. The ball in fact came from Scholl. The ball up at centre half forward for Fitzroy for North Melbourne. Picked up by Ramiro. Tackled and loses possession. A Fitzroy player got a tackle over the shoulder, and it's going to be Blakey to take the free kick at centre half back.
Goes wide to Baldwin, who's made good position over on the heavy southern side. He floats one over the top, and running out of defence is the lightly built Elliott, who feeds it further on to Kapler, who unloads into half forward. Wheeldon! Oh, almost a magnificent mark. Couldn't quite hang on. He gets it off. A snap at goal is off direction, in fact out of bounds. And the snapper was
Harding, I think, Tim.
Yes, you're right. Harding, who puts it out of bounds on the bounce. So a throw in up in the right forward pocket. Fitzroy deep in attack. The Roys 3 straight. The Kangaroos 1-1. We've played 11 minutes.
Roy Boys deep into attack, as Tim mentioned. 10 metres out from goal. Lyon takes the ball and tries to out of the air. It comes to Dundas. Spins out of a Brayshaw tackle and kicks a terrific goal for the Roys. Matthew Dundas, a beauty, in front of the Carlton Social Club, about 25 metres out. I don't know whether Brayshaw actually tackled him or not. He seemed to ride off him and get a bit of momentum and kicked it from the pocket and has put it through. Fitzroy 4 goals, North Melbourne 1-1-7.
I tell you what, they stand there, they've got the panic button down. All of a sudden, Brayshaw's been dragged off Wheeldon and they've taken Scholl off, but they're in a bit of strife at the moment, North Melbourne.
Now Fitzroy winning it out of the centre again. McCormack, a hand pass to Baldwin, no pressure, kicks towards Wheeldon from the side. Oh, great mark! Tremendously courageous. And doesn't he give them something up forward, the Doc?
Well, he's got Martin on him now, and I don't think Martin can handle him, but I played with one of his relatives up in Yarrawonga years ago, Diggy Wheeldon, who came from down at Maui, but geez, an exciting player, Stan.
Well, he really is, and actually before, when he just failed that mark and he hit the ground and he handballed from his bootlaces out, it was, if it had come off, it was one of the best bits of play you've ever seen.
35 out, straight in front, drop punters through, and the Fitzroy army can scarcely contain its delight. I can see one dad who hoists his son to the heavens for the second time in the space of a minute. And Fitzroy are 5 straight, North Melbourne 1-1. The underdogs leading by 23 points. All grounds now. David Mackay at Waverley.
2 goals to the Blues. They lead by 12 points after 5 minutes. Carlton 2 goals straight. Essendon yet to score.
Cleelo.
We're 13 minutes into this first quarter, and Richmond are 2 behind. Footscray 2 goals, 1. Skeeter.
Been playing 11 minutes. It's Geelong 2-1-13. Sydney Swans just 1 point.
13 minutes here also at Princes Park, and all the Collingwood fans out of Waverley breaking for Carlton. Most of them are here breaking for Fitzroy from the centre bounce, and it's Steele trying to get the ball forward. Couldn't get the ball under his boot, although the ball did travel about 20 metres away from that centre circle, and there'll be almost a secondary ball up between centre and centre half forward for North Melbourne. A flying start by the Lions. They lead by 30 points to 7. There's the ball up. Ironmonger knocks it back in towards the centre. Baldwin there running away from Ross Smith. Good assist there from Stevens to give Baldwin a clear passage. Kicks the ball up towards Cormack, who's just on. He gets the hand pass out of the pack. Stevens lending good assistance there. Picked up by Baldwin. Hand pass to Wheeldon. Baldwin, 40 metres out, just run down by Martin as he was about to kick a goal. The ball still 20 metres out from goal. Dundas, high tackle, free kick. 25 metres out. He's right in front of the Carlton dugout, that left forward pocket as you look down the Princes Park. And he's about 10 metres in from the boundary. He's in heavy going at the moment, but I'm sure he will get out of that as he comes in. Certainly kickable. Dundas for his second. He's missed it to the left and through for a behind. What a start that would have given Fitzroy. Well, not a bad start already. Fitzroy 5-1, North 1-1. Stanley.
Yes, well, isn't it, we say it often, but if you've got an effective forward, and Wealdon has just got this game by the scruff of the neck within 10 minutes.
Lead from Martin, who accepts the kick in the back pocket. Still inside the defensive 50. North in awful trouble. 4 goals down after nearly 15 minutes. Kick towards Gallagher, who takes a strong mark in front of Ironmonger. Still on the half-back flank. Hand pass to Romero. Kicks in towards half-forward, searching for Carey. But almost a mark to Elliott of Fitzroy in front of him. Spills to McCormack. Jostled off the ball. Picked up by Roos, doing well. Hand pass to Broderick. Low, searing pass. Hits Dundas, who's proving very effective. He runs to the centre. A low left footer up towards half forward. Fitzroy with numbers at it again. But yes, Wine runs onto it now. Little hand pass over the top for Cormack, but swept away from him by Scholl. Good hand pass. No, it's not. It's too high for Steele. Bouncing in towards the centre. Running onto it is Caven. Kicks towards Stevens. Stevens versus Fairley on the half forward flank. Stevens with a shepherd from Wealdon. Gives Wealdon the hand pass now. They're going backwards. Further backwards to Baldwin. A left footer is poor. He was off balance and he kicks straight to Romero, who takes the mark between fullback and halfback for North Melbourne.
Just under 16 minutes in the first term. It's a fine day in Melbourne, about 14 to 15 degrees, little or no breeze to worry about. Kick by Romero to Gallagher, couldn't mark. The ball punched back in towards Fitzroy's 50. Rock almost in danger. It was in danger, and that's a very good decision. Free kick to Wine for that in danger kick. Handball on to Kepler. Standing start, 40 metres out, and I don't have to tell you.
I'll tell you, that left foot of Kapler's is one of the great sights in this game of ours. Crackers, you're getting very excited about Fitzroy's role in this first quarter.
Well, I just had a feeling that this is their grand final. They've only got a couple of more games to go at the end of the season, a very disappointing season, and they've got a chance. North Melbourne, 15 people in hospital, or not in hospital, in bed during the week, and they're really running it and putting under a lot of pressure in North Melbourne. Know what they're doing at the moment, and they're second to the ball, but Kepler, that was a magnificent kick. They've got them under a lot of pressure now.
Royce by 30 points, 6-1 to 1-1.
Ironmonger, an uncontested knock to McCormack, a sweeping hand pass to Baldwin, a long left footer towards the leading Caven. Traps it on the bounce, hand pass backwards to Dundas, back to Caven, a two-hander back to Dundas, a centering left footer towards the goal square, but Scholl has Osborne out of position, can't mark. Socket clear of danger by Martin, out to half-back. First there, Kepler, under pressure, can only soccer it out to the boundary line for a throw-in. Fitzroy blitzing North in the early minutes at Princes Park. They've kicked 6 goals in 17 minutes and they lead by 30 points. At the throw-in, Blakey takes it out of the air. He's slung to the ground with the ball, though. Picked up for North Melbourne by McRae. Tackled. Hand pass goes to nobody in particular. Rock over the ball. Shrugs one tackle. Runs into a wall. In goes Osborne. He's tackled. Hand passes away in desperation back to the boundary line and over. It's inside Fitzroy's 50. The Roys attacking relentlessly. 6-1. North Melbourne 1-1.
We'll check out the scores in just a moment. Boundary throw in Fitzroy's half-forward line. Stevens the hand pass across to Blakey. Backwards towards Cormack. Backwards again to Wind. Late tackle Romero. Kick by Wind towards half-forward. And the mark is taken by Fairley of North Melbourne at centre half-back. Fitzroy 6-1. North Melbourne 1-1. Fairley out wide. Finds Larkin with Baldwin late on the scene. Almost on the point of the square at half-back. He plays on. Handball across to Ross Smith. As the umpire, Rich, lost his footing as well. The kick by Ross Smith in towards centre half-forward. Ironmonger on the bounce, can't trap it. Roos does it well. Hand pass to Ironmonger. In turn to Elliott. Elliott goes out wide towards Broderick. Gets out of a Larkin tackle. Around the southern wing he goes. Kicks up towards Stevens. Good use of the body on Fairley by Stevens. Goes back, picks up the ball. Grubs it up towards 50. Crocker will get there first for North Melbourne. Stevens second there along with line, and the ball is over for a boundary throw-in. About 65 out from Fitzroy's goal. They're doing all the attacking. 6-1 to 1-1.
Stevens and Blakey doing the ruck work against Fairley. Again, Blakey takes it out of the air. Again, to no effect at all. He's brought to ground, a pack around him, and there will be a ball up. Can't really see the point in that. He's done it twice in the space of about 90 seconds on either side of the ground. 6-1 Fitzroy, 1-1 North Melbourne. Umpire Rich over on the heavy southern side throws it up. Stevens gets the knock forward for Fitzroy. Further on with a kick off the ground by McCormack. Out comes the North Melbourne defence though with a kick off the ground. Romero over the ball now at half-back. Leaves it in fact for German, who runs into the clear onto the southern wing. Kicks towards a lead from Allison. Too far for him. He has to turn and double back. He does it well. He traps it well. Centering kick in towards half forward. Nothing there. Longmire beaten for pace by Lynch. Support for Lynch from Paxman. Also from Elliott. Elliott it is who finishes up with the ball. Kicks to Lyon, who flies high from behind but can't mark. Crocker roves. Kicks over the centre, but straight to Wind, who puts Fitzroy back into attack to Stevens, who stands his ground despite the oncoming. Martin takes the mark, gives a hand pass to Lyon. He's under pressure. He spins out of it. He short passes into half forward and the mark to Cormack. 45 metres out directly in front is the former West Coast Eagle, and has a chance to kick Fitzroy's 7th at the 20-minute mark. The Lions on fire as Cormack comes in. Drop punt is on its way. It is out to the right a little and through for a behind. The Lions are 6-2-38. The Roos are 1-1-7. We've played 20 minutes. All grounds, David Mackay at Waverley.
8 points to the Blues at the 12-minute mark. Carlton 2-2-14 lead. Essendon at 1 goal straight, 6 points. Clelo.
20 minutes in this first quarter. Richmond are still 2 behind. Footscray are now 3-1-19. Skeeter.
Been playing 19 minutes. Geelong by 25 points. 4-2-26. Sydney just 1 point.
In the forward pocket for Fitzroy, Dundas hand passes back in towards play. It goes to Baldwin. A snap in towards goal, and it's through. Fairly tried, he lunged but couldn't get there. And it's a goal. That's his second to Baldwin. So we cross back right at the best moment. 3 goals to Wheeldon, 2 to Baldwin. And after 21 minutes of play, it is Fitzroy 7-2, North Melbourne 1-1. Crackers.
Well, it's almost going to say this game could be over. North Melbourne look like they're in the bottom of the ladder, and they are kicking out a sloppy kick out. It was kicked to Paxman, and all of a sudden into the pocket. They're playing great football, Fitzroy, and they are choke full of confidence now.
Kangaroos in trouble. They've got Geelong next week at Waverley. They could be out of the 6. They win the ball out of the centre. Gallagher a kick to half forward. Carey running onto it. It wasn't well delivered. Longmire there to assist. He's brought down. He hand passes to Romero, who's brought down. Thought he might have been tripped. Tackled high, in fact, is the eventual ruling from umpire Rich. And Romero will take a free kick 30 metres out, 35 perhaps, directly in front. I thought the first tackle might have been low. I didn't see the later one, which was high, but umpire Dennis Rich on the scene saw it that way, and so Jose Romero lines up the sticks. Now, he had a shot from about this distance, perhaps a little further out a few minutes ago, and didn't quite get the distance. I think this time he should. Man on the mark is just inside 40 as Romero comes in. Kick is on its way and just has the carry to limp its way home for North's second goal. And didn't they need it? They still trail by 31 points. It's Fitzroy 7-2-44, North 2-1-13 at the 22.5-minute mark.
Well, that's, I guess they need a heck of a lot more of them, because at the moment you really can't see North getting out of this. Fitzroy's attacking is fantastic, but the thing I like is they're swarming and the pressure they're putting on North, and North just looks so lethargic, and they're picking the ball up, but they're being sat on their tails almost every time they dispose of it. This has been a magnificent quarter so far by Fitzroy.
A bad bounce by the umpire. It favours Fitzroy, and Schwass has just come on, claims it would have been McCormack, and there'll be a secondary bounce. I'm not sure who went off. Did you spot, Crackers, who went off for Schwass?
Ross Smith,
was it? Okay, secondary bounce. Van Beek knocks it, or bounces the ball, knocked down by Gallagher. Coming to it is Schwass, lost it. It goes to Gallagher. A left foot kick. North Melbourne going towards centre half forward. On the bounce for Longmire. Traps it pretty well. He's 48 metres out. Swings hard and high. It's going to be offline, and Ellison just can't get there to mark it before it goes through for a behind. Kick by the star full forward, John Longmire, who's been pretty quiet today, but he's got a lot of friends out there. Fitzroy 7-2, North Melbourne 2-2.
Ball back in play from Paxman. He was looking for Lynch, who was down at half-back, but Scholl came in and outmarked him. He goes in short to Allison, inside 50. He can play on. He does. The angle is tight. The left footer goes for home, and it is a lovely kick. He was in the left forward pocket, about a metre in from the boundary line. He deliberated and he showed the skill of disposal that most of these players have by just splitting the middle, and North get their third. Fitzroy 7-2, North 3-2. We've played 24 minutes. Let's go all grounds again. David Mackay.
7-point lead to the Blues at the 16-minute mark. Carlton 2-2-14. Lead Essendon 1-1-7. Clelo.
24 minutes into this first quarter, and Footscray at 3 goals, 1-19. Richmond a 1-2-8. Skeeter.
He's been playing 23 minutes here. It's Geelong by 19 points, 4-2-26. The Sydney Swans now 1-1-7.
Back here at Princes Park, good news for North supporters. This Swash kicks up towards Longmire, almost held the mark. Allison tries to pick it up, but can't do so. Coming through is Lynch for Fitzroy. Hand pass intercepted there by McCarthy. He's got options everywhere. Rock is one, and he might even get 50. He got a bit of late treatment from Paxman, and there's a bit of a box on between Paxman and Longmire. And I'm sure Rock will get 50, and he'll be right on the goal line, just 2 paces out from goal. Why the frustration? I'm not sure, because the Fitzroy defence has done very, very well. They've certainly curbed Longmire, who had shot the goal a moment ago. Carey hasn't really figured in play much at all. And that was an act of frustration of a team being thumped. Not, in fact, 4 goals in front. Rock will kick a goal, and does, from point-blank range. So North, a couple, Jack, in a couple of minutes. 2-2 for North. Fitzroy 7-2. North Melbourne 4-2. Pete, quickly.
Well, they needed that just to get back in, because they've just been overrun, as Dan was saying, overrun all over the ground. But a couple of goals, Allison, and then that one to Rock puts them back in the firing line, and they need to shake themselves a bit. I think they were, going to come out here and win the game, and they weren't quite sure when they were going to win it. But now they know they've got a fight in their hands. They're starting to rally a bit, the Roos.
Margin back to 18 points. 3 goals in 3 minutes, in fact, to North Melbourne.
It's on behind play. I'll watch it, Tim. It's Paxman and Carey.
At the bounce. Honours shared until Kapler knocks it onto McCormack, who sweeps a hand pass towards Dundas. He gets a strong shepherd from Ross Lyon, but can't keep the run of the ball. It's stolen by Crocker, who sweeps it out to the boundary line and over for a throw-in. Although the Fitzroy fans out there reckon they should get a free kick because Crocker's action was deliberate. It'll be thrown in inside the 50. How are Carey and Paxman
It's all
going?
clear. McCarthy centre-half forward. Carey in the forward pocket next to Longmire.
Stevens and Fairley jostle. Stephen gets a hand on the ball at the throw-in. Socket on by Kapler. But Fitzroy with nowhere to go momentarily. Now the door's open. Socket off the ground towards goal by Cormack. But off direction and through for a behind. Fitzroy 7-3. North 4-2. The difference 19 points. And we've played almost 27 minutes.
Now the kick in by Brayshaw from the Robert Heatley stand end. He's looking for targets. There are plenty of moving targets. Whether they're clear, that's the thing. He's going for Scholl. Spoil from Osmond behind. Knocks the ball towards 50 in front of the Social Club. German rides a bump and gets a hand pass beautifully onto Crocker. In turn by hand goes to Swass. And he's a delight to watch. The racehorse, one bounce in front of us. Kicks the ball towards half forward. Allison comes through. Can't mark. Elliott is there. Being harassed by Rock, who's lost the side out of his jumper. And I thought that was deliberate by that Fitzroy player, Broderick, in hand passing when he was under pressure out of bounds. I just lost it with the overhang of the stand here, but it looked to be deliberate. Fitzroy 7-3, North Melbourne 4-2, boundary throw in, Ironmonger, but taken by Ramiro, kicks in towards Carey. Out comes Paxman, into his back Paxman. Carey goes to ground. Blakey can't pick it up. Ramiro's hand pass a bit too slick for German. Overlap hand pass to Swass and Rock. Kapler's there also. It's on 50 at centre-half forward for North Melbourne, and there will be a ball up. Fitzroy 7-3-45. North Melbourne 4-2-26. Football on 3 Alloa network stations, and we are 3 minutes into added time in the first quarter.
And wouldn't a goal either way be handy between now and the end of the term? Gallagher has front position, gets the knock to Scholl, who has to swing it across his body. He does it well. A centering kick. It's about 45 from goal, picked up by Winder Fitzroy. Kicks it back to the middle of Princes Park. A bouncing ball on fairly solid ground there. Is helped on by Roos, who crashed into a pack. Cormack picks up now. Takes the long arc onto the right boot. Pokes it over the top to Kapler. Danger here. He's got a shepherd. He picks up. He steadies. He goes for home. He misses the lot. And that left boot, which we eulogised a few minutes ago, let us all down badly. Himself in particular and his team. Out on the full. Free kick to North Melbourne.
To be taken by Brayshaw, who goes short to Crocker. who marks just near the Carlton dugout. Around that southern wing he goes. Foot passes beautifully further down the field. Marked by German. Hand pass to Steele. Steele's kick up towards that gluey area. Up goes Ellison. Can't mark, but skillfully gets out of trouble. Handball to Gallagher. North goes square towards centre half forward. Coming out is Carey. Goes to ground from a push by Paxman. Picked up by Crocker. Hand pass meant for Rock. Wasn't a good one. Larkin gets the hand pass to Steele. Standing start. Hand pass on to Scholl. From 55 metres out. Kicks it towards goal. Longmire's got to defend. It's out of bounds right next to the behind post at the eastern end of Princess Park. In the dying moments of this first quarter, North a chance to score 7-3 to 4-2. That's Fitzroy in front. Boundary throw in. Gallagher knocks it sideways to Schwass, but Elliott of Fitzroy gets the clearing kick out towards 50. Roos has got to chase after the ball and does. Handball across to Kapler. Runs away from German. Delays his kick, then goes long around the outer wing, where the mark is taken by McRae on the half-back line for the Kangaroos.
Kicks long in towards half forward. And leading at it is McCarthy, uncontested this time as he gets away from Roos, I think, and takes the mark between centre and half forward. Tries a dabby little pass and doesn't make very good contact. It only travels about 5 metres, but Steele picks it up. Works his way into the clear, goes for Carey. Can't outmark Paxman, who made a good spoil. Picked up by McCormack. A hand pass to Lynch, running well off full-back. Kicking to space on the wing. Roos going up and down on the one spot as bearing down came the Kangaroos, but Roos helps it on to Dundas. A hand pass to Broderick. Fine tackle by Scholl, but he's got support in Dundas, who picks up, delivers short to Roos. Just forward of the wing. We've played 30.5 minutes. Over the top now to Osborne. Last parry forward. He has a bounce. He's getting to 50. He crosses 50. He lines them up from the flank. He drills at goal. Across the face, though, and through for a behind. The Lions 7-4-46. That might be the last scoring chance. The Kangaroos 4-2-26. The difference is 20 points. And we're getting close to 31 minutes.
Almost quarter time here. We'll check all the scores on the siren here before ABC News headlines. Brayshaw goes short and very short to Fairley, who is standing only about 3 or 4 metres outside the goal square. Now Fairley kicks the ball out towards our broadcast side. Schwartz takes a beauty. Hovered Stan Alves like in the air.
I hope.
He's on the 50-metre line. He's defending. Wayne Schwartz. High kick to Carey. The ball punched away by Roos. Comes down to Kapler. Kapler's hand pass on to Blakey. Steele closes. Quick hand pass Kapler on to Ironmonger. Gives it to Baldwin. By foot, I think, got it out towards Blakey. Through the centre he goes. Has one bounce. Draws a player. Gets the hand pass to Broderick. 55 metres out. He might run it in. Was it touched? I don't think it was. Oh, Martin says it was. And the goal umpire agrees. And the pleading Roy fans down there at the Robert Heatley stand end are all disappointed because it was touched on the way through. Fitzroy 7-5-47, North Melbourne 4-2-26.
A couple of good scoring chances beyond the 30-minute mark going begging. Brayshaw puts it back into play. Osborne there makes the spoil against a couple of bigger North men. At the fall, it's won very cleverly by Lyon. They'll have a third chance. He goes short to Wheeldon, but the siren just beat Wheeldon, who may have been paid the mark. He lost it as he fell. The siren had gone and the whistle had been blown by the umpire, though, before it arrived. And so despite the protest from the Fitzroy cheer squad, it is quarter time, and the score is Fitzroy 7-5-47, North Melbourne 4-2-26. The Lions with a 21-point break. Their goals have been kicked by Wheeldon 3, Baldwin 2, singles to Dundas and Kapler.
10 minutes ago they started to show a little bit of flicker, but they've got to get into it now, North, or they've been real strife because they just haven't got the manpower.
Second term underway. Fitzroy by 21 points. Ironmonger wins. The ball knocked down by McCormack towards half forward. Little help on with the boot there by Baldwin. It comes down towards Harding. A left foot kicking towards the forward pocket. Fitzroy into attack and the mark is taken. It's taken by Caven. 20 metres out, and he's about 10 metres in from the boundary. So it's certainly kickable, and it could be a very early goal in this second quarter to Fitzroy. Free kicks, not many in the first term. Fitzroy 4, North Melbourne 2. Roos had 9 possessions, Dundas 9, Baldwin 8, and German and Ramiro with 7 for North Melbourne. Now Caven, drop punts for goal. It's a wobbly one, but it's effective. He's put it right through the middle. Fitzroy now 8 goals 5-53. North Melbourne 4-2-26. Quarter time at the MCG. It was Footscray by 4 points. At Kardinia Park, it was the home team, Geelong, by 13. Let's go to Waverley and David Mackay.
At quarter time here, Peter, Carlton lead by 2 points. The score, Carlton 3-3-21 lead, Essendon 3-1-19. Goal scorers for Carlton, Satori, Bradley and Bassett, whilst for the Bombers, Buick, Plain and Simon Madden.
Fitzroy couldn't have made a better start to this second term with a goal in the first minute to Caven, and the lead is out to 27 points at the bounce. Ironmonger just a shade the better of it. Brings it down, but it's won by Rock. Puts North Melbourne into attack, and Allison Marks running with the flight of the ball. Did it well. 45 metres out directly in front. Kicked a lovely goal with his preferred left boot from the boundary line in the first quarter, and this a set shot from directly in front. And it might well bring his second. Carey starts a lead from full forward. He seems to be playing very deep, as though there are 2 full forwards up there. As Allison kicks at goal, a lovely drop punt, full of authority, precision and accuracy, right through the middle. And North immediately pull that Fitzroy goal back. Fitzroy 8-5-53, North 5-2-32. And crackers, that forward setup for North Melbourne, Carey consistently seems to be up in the full forward zone rather than out at centre half forward.
Well, it's probably because of the small ground here, and they want to get a little bit of space in front of their forwards. But all their forwards, their big high marking forwards, are getting beaten at the moment. They've only got Allison to look for.
Centre bounce, a straight one by Rich. Ironmonger wins, taken out of the air by Kapler, kicks the ball towards half forward. McRae across half back. 2 bad fumbles there. Shoulders there. There's a push, and it's going North Melbourne's way, and a little lucky to get out of that. It's going to Scholl at centre half back. Leans back on the drop punt, kicks up towards Carey at half forward. 1 grab but not the second. Crumb is required. Rock is there. He's inside 50. Lines up. 45 metres out. Kicks in towards goal. And a spoil late by Lynch. And the ball is knocked out of bounds by Lynch, as Longmire was trying to shepherd the ball through. And Lynch defensively did very well. A boundary throw in. Right forward pocket at the Carlton end of the ground. Up they go. Ironmonger knocks it to the side, straight to Larkin. A shot for goal, and it's been marked by Lynch. We'll wait and see. The goal umpire says no. It was a behind, kicked by Matthew Larkin. We played 3.5 minutes in the second quarter. Fitzroy 8-6-53. North Melbourne 5-3-33. Clelo and Skeet.
We are 8 minutes into the second quarter, and Richmond are 2-3-15, a trailing Footscray 4-3-27. Skeeter.
Another goal to the Swans takes them to 5-1-31, trailing Geelong 6-38.
North continue to attack, but they're repelled by Kapler, who kicks very scrubbily along the half-back flank on the southern side. First to the ball is Wind, who soccers it on towards the wing. Scholl picks it up, though, for North. Pops a hand pass over the top to Romero. A left-footer looking for McCarthy is too far for him. McCormack picks up. Hand pass to Elliott under pressure. Doesn't take it. He just knocks it to Paxman, who clears and finds Wind at half-back. It's coming off for Fitzroy at the moment. Just a little bit of luck and a fair breeze back there. Wind kicks towards the centre of Princess Park, and Lyon takes a very good mark. And he looks as though he might be hot today. He gives a hand pass to Broderick, who kicks it towards half forward. Osborne runs onto the bouncing ball. It sits for him. He touches it down. He cuts the distance to 30. He kicks to full forward, but kicks very poorly. It was as though he wasn't sure whether to have a shot or whether to pass towards Caven. And eventually he kicks a very limp-wristed behind. Limp-ankled, perhaps. Fitzroy 8-6-54, North 5-3-33.
Kick in by Brayshaw's, marked by Martin on 50, around the northern wing to Scholl. He'll get there first on the bounce. Baldwin closing. Scholl out of... well, he couldn't see... Well, we can't tell you what happened. He's obviously run out of bounds with the ball. But with the overlap here, with the overhang of the stand, we... have no idea what's really happened. Fitzroy 8-6, North Melbourne 5-3. Boundary throw in. Gallagher in trouble with a leg, I think. Crackers down to Steele. Kicks up towards half forward. The ball spills down to German. He's 70 metres out from goal. A chip pass inside 50 to Allison. Longmire calling for it, but he's behind his man, and that man is Lynch. Takes the ball on the bounce, streams up towards centre half back. A bounce, thumping kick towards half forward. The clearing punch across the half-back line from McRae finds Chandler. Handball to Crocker. Crocker out towards Scholl. He'll need a good bounce. Osborne is bearing down. Scholl does well. Osborne collides with Romero. Scholl kicks to half forward. Longmire Takes a mark about 65 out. His first mark, Jack? For his third kick, plays on. He's on the point of the square. Kicks long. I think Allison will need the crumb here. The ball comes down off McCarthy's hand. Picked up by Paxman. Kicks the ball for Fitzroy outside 50. They've got 3-on-1, North Melbourne. Swatch is there. Gets the handball out towards Larkin. Larkin gets a handball sideways. Running down the ground is McRae. From 50, goes for long. Kicking towards McCarthy. Won't grab the crumbs. He kicks a goal. McCarthy's kicked the goal. He flew. He got a hand to it. The ball fell at his feet. Actually, it fell behind the pack as McCarthy was turning towards goal, and he picked it up and kicked it through from a metre out. North Melbourne 6-3-39, Fitzroy 8-6-54. Stanley.
Yes, well, North are a little bit more composed, I think, at this stage. They're starting to get a bit of use of the ball. I was very impressed there with the work of Swass, his body work. When players were coming at the ball, he really gripped himself, knocked the Fitzroy player off, and as a result, that's how the ball spilt to Larkin, and the ball ended up down for a goal. But, yeah, there's a bit more run, there's a bit more positiveness in the North combination at this stage.
Margin back to 15 points and closing fast. Ironmonger tries to take it out of the air, then tries to pick it up off the ground after he loses it. Schwass wins it, goes backwards, gives a hand pass to Chandler under pressure. He kicks very high towards the wing in front of the Elliott stand. First there, German. Jimmy Wynn bearing down, dives after it. German controls the ball, then fumbles it, gives a hand pass to Romero, who's crashed by Dundas. Goes down holding his head, no whistle. Picked up by German, a kick into half forward. It falls off the pack. Blakey first there. Sockers towards Osborne, who fumbles. Picked up by Scholl. A left foot snap towards goal. Too much hook on it, I think. And it's goal. He's put it through. The goal umpire went racing out towards the left behind post as that went hooking across the face, it seemed, but in fact it just made its way through, and the Kangaroos get another and trail by only 9 points. Fitzroy 8-6-54, North 7-3-45, 8 minutes in. All grounds now. David Mackay at Waverley.
The Blues by 8 points after 2 minutes in the second term. Carlton 4-3-27, lead Essendon 3-1-19. Clelo.
We're 12 minutes into the second quarter. Richmond are 3-3-21. Footscray are 4-5-29. Skeeter.
Been playing 10 minutes here. Geelong by 9 points, 6-4-40. Sydney Swans 5-1-31.
From the centre bounce, Broderick hand pass to Line on 50. In fact, from 40 metres out, is very unhappy with his finished work because he's put it through for a behind line. And as he kicked the ball, he just threw his head to the side. And we knew straight away it wasn't going to be a goal. Fitzroy 8-7, North Melbourne 7-3. There's colour back in Jack Cameron's cheeks. He's got the North Melbourne blue jumper on today as he takes the stats for us behind us in our broadcast box. The kick in by Brayshaw, a short one to Fairley. Brayshaw still runs, or the hand pass by Fairley to the running Brayshaw and his bootlaces. They've lost it. The ball comes to Wilden, who's without a boot. He got it across to a Fitzroy player. Now, who was it who kicked it from the forward pocket? Stevens. And he has put it through for a goal.
He threw the ball right in front of the umpire.
And that was Wilden who threw it to Stevens, who kicked the goal. And Wilden, in throwing the ball, was bootless. Well, he had the boot off 1 foot anyway. Fitzroy 9-7, North Melbourne 7-3.
Actually, it's an interesting comment on what's been happening recently. We discussed it last week. Umpires are letting throws go left, right and centre, and on this occasion Wilden panicked. He realised he didn't have a boot and he just threw the ball away, and still there was no free kick for throwing the ball. North win it out of the centre. Schwass kicks to half forward. McCarthy attacks it from the front line of attack, but the ball doesn't bounce well for him. Fitzroy able to close it up in defence and force a ball up. 40 metres out from the Kangaroos goal front. The Roos going up towards the Heatley stand end in this second term. Fitzroy 9-7-61, North 7-3-45. Umpire Van Beek bounces it. Centre half forward for the Kangaroos. McCarthy gets a thumping knock to Longmire. Oh, great smother by Lynch, I think. And it's through for a behind. Now, I think it was deflected. It was by the fullback Lynch. A desperate dive across his boot and forces a behind when it looked a certain goal. North 7-4, Fitzroy 9-7.
The kick in by Lynch is going to drop short. It was meant for a ruse. Scholl got underneath the ball, but the ball comes out to Kapler. He very quickly gets his boot onto the ball, kicks up towards the wing position. Oh, good tackle. Chandler. I thought it was a good tackle. He's going to get a free kick for high against Stevens. I thought it was a beauty. Had the glasses on it, but the umpire closer, Dennis Rich, so he is the man in charge, and he must have made a right decision. Carey knocks it down, picked up by Swass, kicks long in towards full forward. McCarthy sets himself. Oh, one grab, not the best. His timing's not good today. Picked up by Paxman, handball across to Broderick. Clears the ball towards centre half back, and Baldwin takes the mark and quickly plays on.
Great work by the Roys in defence, and now they rebound. A long kick finds Harding between wing and half forward flank in front of the Elliott stand. He gets a lead from Wheeldon. He goes to him, and Wheeldon's got it. Just inside 50. Distance might test him here because he's kicking from the soft ground. He's kicked 3, played a magnificent first quarter. He doesn't go for goal. He short passes, and he finds Stevens diving face first into the mud and taking the mark about as low as you can go. 40 metres out, almost directly in front, so the position has been improved quite considerably. And Brett Stevens, who kicked Fitzroy's last, has a chance to kick 2 on the trot.
Important goal, this. It really starts to make North struggle if he gets this.
Yep, they've fought back. They got back to within 9 points, and they could see the Lions skip away again to 21. Stevens, usually a defender, playing in attack and doing well and kicking well. He puts it right through the middle. He has 2. And the Roys do lead by 21. They're 10-7-67. The Kangaroos are 7-4-46 at the 12-minute mark of the second term. All scores now on 3LO and network stations around Australia. David Mackay at Waverley.
Carlton by 8 points, Tim, at the 7-minute mark. Carlton 5-3-33 lead. Essendon 4-1-25. Clelo.
With 17 minutes into the second quarter, and Footscray a 4-goal 7-31 as Hogg shoots for goal. And I think he has put it through. If he has, and he has, that makes Richmond 4-3. So it is only 4 points of difference in favour of Footscray. Skeeter.
Been playing 15 minutes. Geelong by 15 points. 7-4-46. Sydney 5-1-31.
From the centre bounce, Ironmonger got the knockdown, but who's going to get first possession? Well, it'll come via a free kick to North Melbourne. No, it's not North Melbourne. It's going to be, in fact, McCormack to kick the ball out wide to Roos on the wing. Roos kicks in towards Wheeldon in front of Martin and takes a beauty. 50 metres out. He's about 10 metres in from the boundary.
Dunstall-like then, wasn't it? Yep. On the lead, terrific hands.
So as you look down Princess Park towards the main scoreboard, he's in that right half forward flank, about 55 out. Now, Osmond for the grab, and also Ironmonger, and if crumbs are required for Fitzroy, it's Dundas. He's gone short to Roos, who marks beneath the scoreboard. The angle, well, about the same.
There's a bit of wind there now, Peter.
And they've probably just got an extra 15 minutes, 15 metres closer to goal.
Going to Banana.
Now Roos in front of the scoreboard. Banana, 25 out, kicks and puts it through. Oh, what a terrific goal by Paul Roos. And all of a sudden, with that previous goal and now the other one on top of it, this one on top of it, it's undone any good work that North has done in the early part of this second quarter. As Fitzroy skipped to a lead of 4 goals 3, 27 points, 11-7-73, North 7-4-46, Dan.
Oh, what a great effort. We've got to realise Paul Roos is playing centre half back. He has run from centre half back to give a lead. He's marked in the forward pocket and he's kicked the banana. Such is the confidence. The good thing for Fitzroy is that this game has gone up a notch. This is a very high standard game.
And the last 2 goals have come from wielded marks and passes. He's kicked 3 of his own and given a couple away. North into attack out of the centre, and there are a chance here through Romero. Backward hand pass to Allison, who balks, beats off the oncoming defenders, and with the left boot kicks a magnificent goal. His 3rd. And as good as a couple of the Fitzroy attackers have been, Brett Allison at every opportunity has capitalised for the Kangaroos and is keeping them just about in touch. Fitzroy 11-7-73, North 8-4-52. Crackers.
Well, they've just got to find someone up in the forward line other than Brett Allison to get a goal, but he's doing very, very well on young Elliott. He's cleaning him out. That was a magnificent goal. He balked wrong-footed Elliott and got around and kicked a goal to push him a little bit closer, but some of these other high-profile forwards of North have got to do something soon.
Or a crooked bounce by umpire Rich Gallagher knocks it straight down the throat of Rock, who he gets a high tackle, and that was certainly high, and it was against Blakey. Free kick to Rock on the defensive side of the centre. Goes out wide looking for German. Ironmonger late on the scene. Can't spoil. He tried. Big Johnny goes to ground, which opens the door for a German to try and run the ball in. Good shepherding by Carey. He's put it through, I think. Yes, he has. Peter German's kicked the goal. That's his second. Terrific shepherding by Carey in that very last line to give a clear path for the oncoming ball. Fitzroy 11.773, North Melbourne 9.458. We are 16 minutes almost in this second term. Quickly again, David Mackay at Waverley.
7-point lead to Carlton at the 10.5-minute mark. Carlton 5.3.33, Essendon 4.2.26. Clelo.
20 minutes into this second quarter. Richmond at 5.3.33. Footscray at 5.7.37.
Been playing 18 minutes. It's Geelong by 17 points, 7-6-48. Sydney 5-1-31.
High-scoring game at Princes Park. Fitzroy by 21 points as the ruckman share the honours. Blakey traps the ball, but he's tackled. Ball pinned to him, and there'll be a ball up. Runner out talking to Ross Lyon, who's there amidst it all in the centre. Umpire Rich bounces the ball again on firm ground. Ironmonger gets the tap. Lyon crashes the pack. Maybe that was the instruction. The ball spills to Wind. He's tackled and penalised for holding it. Someone picks up and Schwass blazes away from about 50 metres out and puts it through for a goal, which won't count because the ball has to come back to the centre.
What do you make of Gallagher's corky now, Crackers?
Well, he's picked up a little bit. When he first did it, he was really lame, but Jack Cameron was saying he might have big John Horse Ironmonger might have stood on his foot. Now, if that's the case, I'd hate to be the foot.
Kangaroos into attack now. Gallagher up to half forward. Longmire front position, a couple against him. At the fall is Baldwin as it spills out to the pocket. He pops a little hand pass over the top to Blakey, who gives it to Dundas. A left-hander to nobody in particular, but at least they've got it out of trouble. And it's over the boundary line, out beyond the 50, way beyond the 50. In fact, about 80 metres out from goal between half forward flank for North Melbourne and the wing.
The boundary throw in, Ruckman lock arms. Ironmonger gets the big knock down towards Larkin of North Melbourne, though, on the crest on the northern side from a standing start, kicks in towards half forward. Terrific mark by Ruse. Magnificent mark. And loads a hand pass to Elliott. Good tackle by Allison. Loose ball comes down to McCarthy. North Melbourne go forward to Longmire. Spoil from Lynch in front of the pack. German has a fumble, gets out of a couple of tackle, lines up from 35 metres out and misses a behind. Kick by Peter German. 2 goals, 1. His tally. 18 minutes in the second quarter. Fitzroy 11.7.73. North Melbourne 9.5.59.
Lynch playing another sterling game. Delivers to Paxman, who drops the sitter. It might open the door. Picked up by Gallagher. Long hand pass to Romero. Back to Gallagher. Not the man for the job. He looks for Allison with a hand pass. Too high for him. He can't take it cleanly. And it's out over the boundary line and a wasted opportunity. Stan, shaking your head ruefully.
Oh, ridiculous. Man running towards goal. Handballs to a bloke with his back to the goals. How silly this game has become at times.
Ironmonger gets the knock and puts it straight back to the boundary line, and it will be thrown in again about 30 metres around from the behind post. Right forward pocket for the Kangaroos. 18.5 minutes second term. Fitzroy 73, North 59.
The boundary throw in, Ironmonger front position, and, well, it's hard to tell who won that one. Larkin is there. The ball comes off the boot of Wind, down towards German. Picking up the ball is Lyon. Gets out of a rock tackle. Handballs backwards to Baldwin. A high floating hand pass to Lyon. Good assist by Ruse. Lyon gets the ball up towards the centre, just wide of the centre, where it rebounds to Crocker of North Melbourne. Kicks in towards centre half forward. Longmire is there. The ball knocked down towards Allison. Open goal. Wong puts himself and puts it through for his fourth. Allison kicks his fourth. And all of a sudden, there's only 7 points in this match. Fitzroy 11.7.73. North Melbourne 10.5.65. North had the first 7 or 8 minutes. Fitzroy dominated the next 7 or 8. And now North are coming back. Stan and Pete.
Well, I'm critical there of Ross Lyon after all that fantastic work to come out of the back line and try a little short pinpoint pass to a man really who was set up, and Chandler just came in and just did the big crunch. Now that ball should be in Fitzroy's forward line. Sure, magnificent play by Allison, but Ross Lyon, that's just not the way to play defensive football.
Well, for the second time in this unusual match, Fitzroy have got right away and North have come fighting right back. Fitzroy win it out of the centre. McCormack kicks to half forward. Harding runs onto it. McRae in pursuit. Centering hook kick from Harding. It might even bounce all the way home. It crosses the scoreline and it's a goal. Oh, they are kicking them from all angles and directions and in all shapes and sizes at Princes Park, and the Roys get another through Harding. They're 12.7.79, North 10.5.65, 22 goals kicked in the match, and we've just crossed the 20-minute mark of the second term. All grounds, I'm sure we've got the high one, Swan at Waverley.
7 points to the Blues at the 15-minute mark. Tim, Carlton 5-4-34 lead. Essendon 4-3-27. Clelo.
Yes, we're nearly into the time-on period in the second quarter, and Richmond have got to the front. Richmond is 6-3-39 to Footscray 5-7-37. Skeeter.
Been playing 22 minutes. Geelong by 24 points. 8-7-55. Sydney 5-1-31.
From the centre bounce, Ironmonger got the tap, then got the kick up towards half forward. Was marked by Harding. Handball across to Elliott. He dodges and weaves past Scholl. Gets the hand pass in towards the forward pocket. The hand pass goes to Osborne, who kicks in towards goal, and was it touched or not? It wasn't touched. It's the goal kicked by Osborne. So Richard Osborne gets his first, and that goal umpire adjudicating a couple of close ones with that kick by Harding and that one by Osborne. Fitzroy 13-7-85, 20 points up on North Melbourne, 10-5-65.
In fact, he pulled out a sign and he held it up for the goal umpire at the other end, saying, "I've got the close ones."
Craigers?
Well, just the way that they're going out of the centre. Big horse Ironmonger's taken over, got the ball clear, and they just kept on running the ball down. Richard Osborne still not confident in front of goal when he kicked his left foot, but just got it there. But, gee, they are raining goals at the moment.
It's hard to think of a new cliche for this, isn't it, Crackers? Fitzroy by 20 points. North win it out of the centre, up towards half forward, but Ruse, impenetrable, is in the way. Can't control the ball completely here. Dundas has got it, though. Gives it to Blakey. Through it. A throw. Well, it's not really consistent with the way the law has been interpreted, but I'm glad umpire Rich had the courage to call one, because there have been a lot let go. Schwass from forward to the centre. Unloads a mighty torpedo. Will it beat the pack? Not quite. And forced through for a behind. He kicked that from 65 metres and almost beat the pack on the scoreline. Fitzroy 13-7-85, North 10-6-66 at the 22.5-minute mark.
Now Lynch from in front of the Robert Heatley stand, searching for someone. Broderick goes short. He goes for the torp. He gets onto it, kicks it up towards and beyond the point of the square. Gallagher showing better judgment, outmarks Ironmonger. Hand passes backwards to Crocker. Crocker now sets it up. A high kick in towards centre half forward. Up they go. Ruse is there. But the crumb's picked up by Broderick. Floats a hand pass to Kapler. Steele closes. Handball over the top to line. Grabbed by Crocker. Good tackle, Crocker. The ball comes to Steele. Handball across to Scholl. Good tackle there by, it would have been McCormack. The ball comes down towards Claby. And it's still on 50 with North into attack. Ramiro's hand pass to Steele. Steele in towards full forward. Up they go. Fitzroy mark.
Lynch.
Taken by Lynch about 3 metres out from goal. Plays on quickly. Handball across to Paxman, who clears for the Roys.
And clears beautifully as he finds Blakey on the half-back flank southern side. He gives a hand pass to his skipper Osborne, who flicks it back to Blakey. Hand pass to Broderick, who gives it back to Osborne. Great teamwork this. A thumping long hand pass to Blakey, who's run 80 metres and is now building the attack. He gives it to Osborne, who tries to bounce it in the soft stuff and loses it. Coming into contest is Scholl. Osborne burns him off. He's gone a long way. Has he gone too far? No, he hasn't. Left footer is touched and close to the scoreline, picked up by Martin. His hand pass is smothered and it ricochets through for a behind. What an exhilarating chain by Fitzroy down that southern side. They're 13-8-86, North of 10-6-66 at the 24-minute mark.
The kick in by Brayshaw finds Chandler beneath the scoreboard. Jack Cameron posing the question, running with the ball as Osborne did. Did in fact he go more than 15 metres? Well, he did, but whether he controlled it or not, the ball kicked by Chandler, and a beauty is taken by Blakey on the half-forward flank. Gives the handball across to Kapler. On his left boot, goes long. It's going to land about 20 metres out from goal in the pack. Ironmonger! 20 metres out, right in front. Big Johnny Ironmonger. A colossus there in front of the pack. Goes back, has a look around. Tim's checking to see how many goals he's kicked in AFL football.
5.
He's going through all the drills, the fundamentals of pulling up the socks, cleaning. Well, he cleaned his left boot, but hang on, he does kick with his left, doesn't he?
Yeah, 5 in 87 games, only one of them this season.
The Roys by 20 points here at Princess Park, and Big John Ironmonger, 20 metres out at the Lygon Street goal, comes in, drop punts, and he puts it through. So it's a 26-point lead to Fitzroy We are into time on by 17 seconds. Fitzroy 14.8.92. North Melbourne 10.6.66. David Mackay at Waverley.
Carlton by 11 points at the 20-minute mark. Carlton 6.4.40 lead. Essendon 4.5.29. The Cleveland.
We're 29 minutes into this second quarter, and Richmond is 7.3.45. Footscray 5.8.38. Skeeter.
Been playing 26 minutes. Geelong by 22 points. 8.7.55. Sydney 5.3.33.
Again, Fitzroy out to a 4-goal plus advantage, and they might win it out of the centre. It's quite a contest. Broderick wins the ball now, slips to his knees. Hand pass to Blakey, doing very well. Lovely hand pass to Roos, doing even better. Plenty of shepherders. A long searching left footer for Lyon, who can't quite get to it inside the boundary line. And it hops over for a throw-in on Fitzroy's left half forward flank. A minute into time on. There were 11 goals kicked in the first quarter, and we've had 13 in the second. This one will go about 33 or 34 minutes, so we've got a while to go yet. At the throw-in, it's Brayshaw against Caven. It comes off to Blakey, who lines up the sticks, goes for home and misses. He really should have kicked that, as Fitzroy worked it beautifully off the back of the pack, and Blakey had a gift horse looking him in the mouth, and he missed. 14.9.93 plays 10.6.66.
Short pass, very short. Brayshaw to Fairley. Fairley kicks the ball towards that southern wing. Up goes Caven, can't mark. Martin is there, looking for free kick back on play. Picked up by Osborne, runs away from Scholl. Good assist by Caven, but the kick by Osborne is straight up in the air, and Stevens comes in and takes a beauty in between about 3 North Melbourne players. When I say about, we'll make that a positive fact. 3 North Melbourne players, and he outmarked them all. 55 out. Brett Stevens kicks towards centre half forward. No one can mark in front of the pack rock. Handball across to Chandler. Chandler from a standing start gets North Melbourne out of trouble. Outside their 50. Caven goes up. The ball comes down. Handball over the top to German. In turn to Schwass. Through the centre he goes. Kicks up towards centre half forward. And the mark is taken by Longmire, who's playing at centre half forward now, and Paul Roos. The lead. It goes in towards Carey, who says leave it, and he's taken the mark. McCarthy thought about going for it. He plays on, 40 metres out, drop punch, there's nobody home, and kicks a goal for North Melbourne. Wayne Carey gets his first. Longmire playing at centre half forward now. Fitzroy 14.9.93. North Melbourne 11.6.72. Stanley.
Well, yes, well, North have got to make some shuffle moves with Longmire coming out to centre half forward, because they really have been annihilated right down the spine of this ground, and none more so at full back and centre half back, where Lynch and Roos have been absolutely impassable.
21-point lead to Fitzroy. Kangaroos due to bounce back on the trend of the game so far. They might get it out of the centre, but Rock's kick smothered. They get it back. Brayshaw to Crocker to Steele, who from out of the centre kicks up towards the half-forward flank. McCarthy versus Lynch. McCarthy out-bustles Lynch, who gets support, though, from Broderick. Very well done. A hand pass to Claby. Off half-back. Oh, he kicks atrociously. He didn't have a look, and he kicked it straight to Chandler, who goes short now to German. Traps well on the half volley. Gets a shepherd from Brayshaw. Tries to do too much. His kick smothered, and ricochets over the boundary line for a throw-in. 4 to the wing for North in front of the Gardner stand. Fitzroy 93, North 72, approaching 29 minutes.
The boundary throw-in, knocked down, I think, by Ironmonger from behind, but straight to Larkin, hand pass, quick one to Rock. North Melbourne go forward. Terrific mark taken by Roos. Terrific, sorry, Stanley, at centre half back. Now, if we had 2 of you, the caller wanted 2 of you, and 2 of Crankers would have 2 terrifics. The ball marked by Scholl. A handball across to Carey. Carey chips the pass on the bounce there to Longmire. Lynch is there too, and Lynch does well. Throws himself over the ball, then knocks it out after delaying it to Paxman. Paxman's hand pass to Dundas. On that southern wing, delays his hand pass to Paxman again from Dundas, but he loses it, and he flicks the ball out, Dundas, and there'll be a ball up on the outer wing. Fitzroy 14.9.93. North Melbourne 11.6.72. And don't forget 3-0 from 1 until 6 tomorrow, bringing you both matches, Brisbane and Melbourne, and also the battle between the top 2, West Coast and Hawthorn. Our coverage from 1 o'clock on 3-0 network stations. Now, Gallagher knocks it down to Schwass. Hand pass to German. German gives it to Rock, who's been very lively. May have got a free kick. The advantage paid. Kicks up towards Schwass. Was not bad, because he unloaded one of those hand passes. And Rock gave a very quick kick up towards 50. And Schwass was there waiting for it to take the mark. He's 60 metres out from goal. He'll go short to Ramiro, who made very good space in front of Wind. And just near that Hawthorn, or what is today the Fitzroy dugout, he's gone short again. The lead from McCarthy, who knocks it across to Larkin, kicks in towards goal and puts it through. A goal to North Melbourne, kicked by Larkin. And we are 30.5 minutes in the second quarter. Fitzroy 14-9-93 to North Melbourne 12-6-78. So Fitzroy by 15 points. We won't go around the grounds because we'll be going very shortly on the siren here. Word from Peter Keenan.
Well, they've got to wear out soon. They're just kicking goal after goal, and their back lines they're struggling. One thing about what Shimmerbush has done, he's tried to decide to get the Roos away from half back, get him down in the back line to keep these influence away from the game. But they're both starting to play well, the forward lines, and the backmen are sort of getting beaten, and I've never seen so many goals kicked in a game before, a long time.
Ironmonger versus Gallagher, they share it. Schwass takes the crumb, he gets steamrolled but gets it off to German, who gets a hand pass to Romero, who somehow gets it onto Allison, who's under pressure. Clavy's down hurt, kick up towards the forward pocket, gives McCarthy a chance. Lynch has been tremendous though and plays him very close, pulls him off his kick. Well done again, Lynch, picked up by Scholl, gets out, he's forced out to the 50, hand passes inboard to Allison, who is besieged, but he's good enough to get a kick. It doesn't travel very far. Now it's picked up by Longmire, who hooks it back towards goal. Roos up, contests with Carey, but Carey's been paid the mark.
That's a wrong decision that Roos had it for a start.
I'd have thought so. And I think the Fitzroy fans behind the sticks think so as well. And they're particularly unhappy because Carey is in the square and this is a certain goal.
Wayne Carey doesn't think so. He's very happy.
For his second in the last 5 minutes or so, very casually puts it through. So the Kangaroos are 13-6-84, trailing the Lions 14-9-93, and predictably they're back to within 9 points at the 32-minute mark. This quarter could go forever, so I think we will go around the grounds.
We've got the late one.
To David Mackay.
We've got the close one. Carlton by 6 points at the 27-minute mark. Carlton 6-5-41, Essendon 5-5-35. Blillo.
Yes, you beat me by 1 point because at half-time, Richmond is 7 goals, 3-45 to Footscray, 5-8-38.
At half-time at Cardinia Park with Geelong leading by 28 points, 9-7, 61, lead Sydney 5-3, 33.
From the centre bounce, after that goal from Carey, it's line of Fitzroy getting them towards centre half forward. There's going to be a free kick. I didn't see what it was for.
Holding the ball.
Against North Melbourne, Stevens will kick from 50. He's right in front. He thought about the short pass. Now he's kicking it towards Wheeldon, who leads the spoil from Martin. The clearance comes from Schwass, bounces the ball on the sticky turf, runs outside 50, touches the ball down, then quickly kicks the ball around that southern side. Roos kicks the ball the wrong way, reason being it to hit the ground and stuck. And he found his foot on the follow through just from running. Actually socked the ball up towards North Melbourne's half-forward line. Longmire got there, but the ball beat him over for a boundary throw-in. Fitzroy 14-9-93, North Melbourne 13-6-84.
33.5 gone, and possibly still time for a goal or two. Gallagher gets the knockdown to Romero, hand pass to Allison, steadies, goes for goal number 5, and has put it through. Goal number 17 of this remarkable quarter pulls North Melbourne back to within 3 points. Fitzroy 14-9-93, North 14-6-90. Brett Allison has kicked 5. Crackers.
Attack, and it's just fantastic. That the smother that he did early on, who was it on Longmire, where he was caught out of position and he dived to his left and smothered Longmire's snap off the boot, was wonderful play.
We're about to go in the second half. Just repeating that the Tigers have kicked a couple of early goals at the MCG and stretched their lead out over 3 goals, and Geelong doing it comfortably out at Cardinia Park. Now, umpire Van Beek holding the ball aloft, about to bounce, and the second half at Princes Park underway.
That means I'm on, Tim. Centre bounce, and it's a very high one. It's about 17 stories high, and Ironmonger gets there first. Fists the ball up towards centre half forward, but there's no one ahead of it for the moment, although it's picked up there by Elliott of Fitzroy. Kicks up towards centre half forward, but Martin comes out for North and marks at centre half back. Kicks a high ball across to Scholl, and he does pretty well. Scholl takes the mark. Plays on from half-back, kicks around the northern side where Roos punches the ball away from Longmire. Schwass is there and knocks the ball out towards opposite number Dundas, who's claimed. Knocks the ball out of the pack. A Fitzroy player gets a crude tackle from Fairley, and it was unfair. Osmond's got the free kick wide of centre. looking for players to run off with a handball, but there was no one there. Fitzroy by 3 points. Osborne goes short to Broderick, almost on the point of the square. Left foot kick, it's going to land about 20 metres out from goal. Ironmonger one grab off the pack. The ball has been run through and it's been kicked through by Cormac. Early goal by Fitzroy. They lead by 9 points early in this third term at Princes Park. Fitzroy 15-9-99, North Melbourne 14-6-90.
And we might go to all grounds, I think, just to check the situation early in the second half. David, any change at Waverley?
No change. Still a 13-point lead to Carlton after 2 minutes of play. Carlton 7-6-48, lead Essendon 5-5-35. Clelo.
11 minutes into the third quarter, Richmond by 15. They are 9-5-59 to Footscray 6-8-44. Skeeter.
Been playing 10 minutes at Kardinia Park. Geelong by 35 points, 11-8-74. Sydney 6-3-39.
And a Fitzroy free kick from the centre bounce, so it's the Lions with the early momentum. A goal in the first couple of minutes. Ironmonger kicks towards Stevens at half forward. Fairley makes the spoil. At the fall is Elliott. Under pressure, though, is the blonde-headed, lightly built defender and attacker in this half. Picked up by Fairley, who tunnels a kick out, tried to tunnel it out to the boundary line, lifted it slightly and it's gone out, or did it go off someone's boot crackers?
Michael Gallagher's gone. He come out after half-time, seized up in a corky and in a lot of trouble.
Wine takes the free, kicks to the half-forward flank for Fitzroy. Off the pack, Scholl over the ball, but he's under pressure. Grabbed by Stevens, his kick smothered. Osborne in there for Fitzroy, but he's beaten for it by McRae, who works his way clear, kicks towards the wing, a little untidily though, and just beyond the wing it bounces over the line and will be thrown in between wing and North Melbourne's half-forward flank. The Roy's 15-9, the Lions 14-6. We've played just under 3 minutes.
The boundary throw-in, Ironmonger front position over Fairley. They lock arms. Ironmonger knocks it down. Larkin is there but can't get a possession. Steele knocks it out to Rock. Rock picks it up and kicks in towards the half-forward line. West Ross is marked. About 65 out from goal. Left half-forward flank to the main scoreboard end here at Princes Park. On the northern side, a pleading lead from someone. It was Longmire. The kick by Swass in towards the forward pocket. Up goes McCarthy. Crumbs from Rock this way, that away in the forward pocket. Goes to ground. Grabbed by Lynch. Loses the ball. Picked up by Wind. Hand pass to Paxman. Kicks up towards centre half back. And a juggling mark has been taken by Darren Steele. 55 metres out from goal. Almost dead centre. Now, Steele says, I'll kick it long. Well, he's got Allison. McCarthy leads. No, he doesn't kick it long. He's going to McCarthy, but chipping in his capital to take the defensive mark. Handball to Roos, and Fitzroy worked the ball easily out of their defensive area.
Roos kicks long to midfield. Off the pack taken by McRae of North Melbourne. He kicks a wobbler off the outside of the boot. It beats about 3 or 4 of them. Rock has it in his possession. Shocking hand pass straight to Kapler, who gives it off to Blakey, who's been excellent. He has a couple of bounces after dummying a hand pass. He kicks low and beautifully into half forward to Lyon, who marks at the 50 for Fitzroy. Wheeldon lurking up in the sticks. Lyon goes long. Mightn't be quite long enough. It might be. It hit the post. As Wheeldon did a mighty job to shepherd Martin away from the ball, but the ball not quite finding its way through, hitting the base of the post. It's a behind. Fitzroy 15-10, North 14-6, 100 plays 90.
Kick in by Brayshaw now. Crocker's led out wide. He's pleading for it, but he's not going there. He's going short to McRae. When I say short, it was his second option. McRae outside 50. Marks kicks the ball out towards the wing. Rock lost it and left it behind. Picked up there by Blakey. Handball across to Winders, who was slung. Good work, Blakey. Wines kick up towards half forward. Was been marked by Cormac. Gives the handball to Dundas. Good smother by Larkin. Good harassment by Wine to go in and bottle a ball up. And there will be a ball up just near the centre square. About 65 out from Fitzroy's goal. Fitzroy 15-10, 100. They're 10 points up on North. 14-6, 100. There's the ball up. Knocked down. Well, hard to tell that one, Jack. I wouldn't give it to John or Ian Fairley. And there'll be another ball up as umpire Dennis Rich comes in. A tick over 5 minutes in the third term here at Princes Park. In fine conditions. The ground pretty heavy on that southern side. Little breeze blowing. Fitzroy 15-10, North 14-6.
Ironmonger gets a nudge away from Fairley, picked up by Broderick. Hand pass to Cormac, who's kicked the 1 goal in this quarter. He unloads with the left boot and he's kicked another one. And this game continues on this familiar pattern with Fitzroy kicking away. And perhaps after a couple more goals, we'll expect North to start edging back. The Roys by 16 points, 16-10-106. The Kangaroos 14-6-90, 6 minutes third term. All grounds, David Mackay at Waverley.
Carlton by 7 points after 6 minutes. Carlton 7-6-48 lead. Essendon 6-5-41. Clelo.
We're 15 minutes into the third quarter. Richmond are 10-5-65. Footscray are 6-8-44. Skeeter.
We're playing 14 minutes. Geelong by 32 points, 11-8, 74. Sydney 6-6, 42.
From the centre bounce, it's Larkin first possession for North Melbourne, but cut off and marked by Roos at centre half back on the 50-metre line for Fitzroy. Handball to Blakey, who runs past. Gains good meterage too. Long kick by Blakey up towards Cormac, who left it, and he maybe should have gone for that because Brayshaw of North Melbourne has marked on the half-back line. Kicks the ball to Scholl on half-back flank. In fact, runs past us here on the northern wing, looking for Allison, who goes up and tries to take the mark on the chest and misses it. Picked up by Roos. Quick hand pass to Wind. Gets out of a Scholl tackle. Hand pass for Wind back to Roos from the wing. High ball in towards centre half forward. Defence there as Brayshaw got a finger in the eye. Picked up by Dundas. It might have been touched. No, it's out on the full as Dundas kicked it right across the half back line, and the free kick will be taken by Chandler or McGrath. Just on for North Melbourne, the ginger-headed boy. That's a Bluey McGrath's boy, isn't it? This everyone keeps telling me. On the half-back flank in front of the Social Club. 50 metres out from the goal he's defending. McGrath's kick up towards the wing.
Going for Fairley. Ironmonger there with the spoil, and the man of stone does it. Brings it down to Wind, who kicks up to half forward, where it does an off-break to stay in play, or a leg break it was. But eventually it's over as running hard at the ball was Harding, couldn't keep it in. Now throw in, half forward flank for the Lions. Ironmonger gets the knock, brings it down to the back, but no Rovers there for him. Schwass takes it for North. Hand pass to Chandler. Kicks high up towards the wing. Longmire front position against Roos. Cleverly knocks the ball on. Opens the door for German, who knocks it further. Allison runs onto it. Hand pass to Larkin. Works it into Romero. Under a bit of pressure. Sidesteps one. Hand pass back to Larkin. 45 out. Goes for home and has just missed. Kangaroos needed that. They still trail by 15 points. Fitzroy 16-10-106. North 14-7-91. 8.25 minutes third term.
Kick in by Lynch beneath the scoreboard here at the Princess Park, marked by Baldwin, who kicks it out towards the wing. On the bounce it goes to Stevens, and he handball further down the field to give himself a bit of a break on McGrath, but the ball went over and there'll be a boundary throw in on that southern wing. Fitzroy 16-10, North Melbourne 14-7 on 3LO's match of the day. We might even have the close one as well, as the ball is knocked down by Ironmonger to Romero. At some stage later on it might be the close one. The kick by Romero is marked by Kapler. Half-back flank on the southern side. Fitzroy kicking to the Robert Heatley stand end. Around the wing it goes. Up goes Stevens. Spoil from McGrath. And also Broderick is there with Steele. The ball wins, and there'll be a boundary throw in. A tick over 9 minutes in the third term, and it's Fitzroy 106, North Melbourne 91.
Ironmonger and Fairley. Ironmonger a little nudge down to Elliott, who from the heavy going kicks up towards half forward. Harding a good little nudge and then runs onto a hand pass from Cormac. 45 from goal, which is unguarded. He goes for it, but sprays it out to the right pocket, and it bounces over the line to be thrown in. And as they did early in the first quarter at the Heatley stand end, Fitzroy doing all the attacking. North not really looking like it, and at the moment 15 points down. Knock to Brayshaw, over to the back of the pack, a bit dangerous. Dundas, a hand pass to Wind. His kick smothered. He dives in after the ball though, and then lets it out to Harding. Hand pass to Stevens. Snap at goal, falls into the pocket. Wheeldon. Splendid mark. Martin saying it was out on the full. He's turning on one of his tantrums. A short pass by Wheeldon finds Wind. 15 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Bad football by Martin then. He was carrying on with the umpire. He should have been watching his player. His player just turned around and said, "Here, Jimmy, we'll have a kick. You can kick a goal if you like."
Why carry on with the field umpire? I thought the boundary and goal would have been the two in question too, Crackers.
Yep. Wind to kick from 20, maybe 25. Not much of an angle, and he has put it through. And the Roys are getting away to a very handy lead again. 17-10, 112. North Melbourne 14-7, 91. We've played 10.5 minutes, and you keep mentioning the orange juice. Stan, I don't know how you're feeling after your taste of it during the week, but it was noticeable that the Crows really fell away in the last quarter last night.
Yes, well, that's right. But I'd be a bit more inclined to give credit to Fitzroy at this stage. I think they're making the play. I mean, Jimmy Wind, again, another one of those games, just getting in out of the pack, doing the hard work. I just would give credit to Fitzroy.
From the centre bounce, knocked down by Ironmonger. The first possession goes to Chandler. North Melbourne go forward towards half forward. Longmire knocks it down to Ramiro. Hand pass to German. Late tackle by Kepler's a beauty. It stopped the German in his tracks, but German gets a hand pass well on the ground out to Ramiro towards Longmire. Lynch applies the tackle. Handball goes to Roos, and Roos works the ball away for Fitzroy. Out towards the southern wing where Stevens takes the mark in front of McGrath. Answering every challenge. The Roos playing catch-up footy. The kick by Stevens, and the mark has been taken there by Cormac. Hand pass to Dundas. Pumps a hand pass to Stevens. Stevens a hand pass back towards who was it? It's Blakey. And Blakey kicks it towards centre half forward. Marked there by Martin. Plays on quickly. Kicks the ball out towards the wing. Larkin there with Broderick. Larkin's got the front position. Larkin paddling the ball. Broderick dwelling on him. Gets the ball out towards Steele, but the ball comes out of the pack. Stevens goes to ground. Steele knocks the ball along the ground. Picked up there by Elliott. Gets the hand pass out to Broderick. On half forward, about 65 out. Kicks towards centre half forward. Rock punches the ball away. Kick off the ground there by Ross Smith. It comes down towards German, who had it spent. Claimed and pushed in the back by Ironmonger. German's free kick on the southern wing. Fitzroy 17-10, North Melbourne 14-7.
German gets a call from Fairley and delivers well between wing and half forward flank. He gets around Ironmonger, which probably isn't all that hard, although it is a long distance. But his kick is marked by Roos at centre half back for Fitzroy. And he's playing a special today. He kicks into midfield, where his target is Lyon, leads Crocker under the ball, doubles back and gets onto it first. Does very well to get himself clear on the left boot. Goes for Harding, who takes a screamer. Running with the flight of the ball and leaping into an opponent, took a great mark, seemed to throw it out. It wasn't very wise anyway. Blakey, the target, has been tackled. Brought down, a ball up will ensue. Just forward of the centre for Fitzroy. Wasting possession then. 13 minutes gone in this quarter. The Lions have kicked 3. North haven't added to their half-time goal tally of 14. And the difference is out to 21 points. At the bounce, Ironmonger outmanoeuvres Fairley with sheer bulk. He gets a hand pass or knocks it straight to Chandler, who's tackled. Pack forms. High tackle. Fitzroy free. Didn't see it, but it goes to Dundas at the 50, or just outside when he takes his kick. He goes short to Stevens. Can't get there to mark it. On the bounce, short kick towards Osborne, who's on his own. Out in the pocket, danger here, North. Thinks about the check side, thinks about the left footer. Snaps across the face, straight into the arms of Rock,
who clears out wide towards the half-back line, and Scholl. Scholl picks up the ball off his bootlaces. From half-back, kicks around the northern wing, up towards Longmire. Paxman Nor collides there with Roos. The ball spills behind the Longmire. He's 60 metres out, has a bounce. He's on 50. Good assist, Schwartz. Longmire goes long and kicks a goal. Right through the middle for North Melbourne. That's his first. 85 for the season. We've played 14 minutes in the third term. We'll check all the other scores now. Fitzroy 17-10, 1-1-2. North Melbourne 15-7, 97. David Mackay at Waverley.
Carlton by 12 points at the 14-minute mark. Carlton 8-6-54. Lead Essendon 6-6-42. Clelo.
Richmond by 22 at the 24-minute mark in the third quarter. Richmond are 11-6-72. The Footscray 7-8-50. Skeeter.
Geelong by 33 points. We've been playing 21 minutes. It's 12-9-81. Sydney 7-6-48. Williams reported for striking Bruns.
Thank you, Skeet. Big news down there. Umpire Rich bounces the ball. North back in town. Ironmonger gets it down to Kapler. Kicks to half forward, and Cormac takes a terrific mark, lunging at full stretch and picking it up low down. Now he kicked Fitzroy's first 2 of this quarter. 6 possessions for the term. The distance might just be beyond him here as he kicks from 50. The drop punt is on its way. It's going to drop in the square, and it's fisted through by the North Melbourne defence for a behind. The Royals are 17-11, 113. The Kangaroos are 15-7, 97. The difference is 16 points.
A slight delay here. Skeet, back to you. Was Bruns tagging Williams in the match?
No, that's been done by Stephen Hocking. No, but just that the ball was kicked. Bruns kicked it down the centre of the ground. Williams arrived late. poked him in the jaw, and Bruns certainly put on a big act to make sure the umpire saw it, and he saw it and then reported Williams.
Thanks, Cleo. Thanks, Skeet. Kicked in by German. Crocker takes the mark, kicks up towards half forward for North. It's outside 50. Little soccer off the ground by Ramiro. He's not a good one because it ends up with Roos. And Blakey's hand pass to Roos. How did he trap that on the bounce? I'll never know. And the mark is taken there by Cormac. 52 metres out. All Fitzroy players all over the place. Kapler and Osborne, and also further down the ground was number 49, Harding. And the short pass has been intercepted by Kapler. He'll kick from about 47 out to the Heatley stand end
with that left boot.
And very little breeze, if any at all, to contend with. He drop punts on its way. It won't make it, I don't think. And Martin fists the ball, comes off his fist and through for a behind. Kicked by Darren Kapler. 1 goal, 1 his tally. We are 16.5 minutes in the third term. Fitzroy 17-12, 114. North 15-7, 97. The Roy boys, as the sign says down there on the southern wing, by 17 points.
And they really deserve that lead. They're having much the better of this quarter. Smith puts it into play. Crocker can't mark it. Wins the ball, though. Hand pass to Brayshaw, who puts a hand pass out in front of Steele, up near the southern wing. Lyon into contest. Steele out bustles him. He's well tackled, though, by Kapler. Ball loose. Picked up by Larkin, who has to go backwards under pressure. To Chandler, who, from a standing start, kicks in towards Carey. The very quiet Carey. Can't mark. Won by Blakey. Good work. Hand pass to Broderick. Can't shrug the tackle. Loses the ball. Picked up by Rock. Kick to Allison, who takes the mark. 65 out on the half-forward flank. Wind will get 50 if he's not careful. The umpire calls play on. Longmire on the lead. Lynch just manages to spoil. It falls to Fairley. Osborne in for a good tackle, though. Fairley's kick spills out to the pocket. First there, Baldwin. Romero in pursuit. Baldwin takes it out to the boundary line and over for a throw-in. 45 metres around from the North Melbourne goal.
A tick under 18 minutes in the third quarter. The boundary throw in, 35 out from North's goal. Ironmonger knocks the ball down towards the front of the pack. And let's see, it's Schwass there. The ball comes out towards Kapler. It rebounds to German, who kicks it towards the goal square. Up goes McCarthy, can't mark. And let's see, there'll be a ball up. There will be in that left forward pocket at the Lygon Street end, only about 15 metres out. In fact, he won't ball it up, umpire Rich. Throws it up, fairly knocks it to the side. And McCormack, and I think a couple of North Melbourne players deeming that McCormack helped it on and let it go over for a boundary throw-in. Well, there will be a boundary throw-in. It wasn't deliberate, according to the umpire. Fairly knocks it down. Hovering over the ball is Lynch. Larkin applies the tackle. Lynch knocks the ball further away from goal. It wasn't Lynch. I can see him back in the goal square. And it's about 35 to 40 metres out. The boundary throw-in again. The ball knocked down by Ironmonger, who's going to emerge. Wind is there. Fist the ball towards the boundary. Overrunning the ball is Rock. Kick off the ground by German. Back in towards centre half forward. Larkin knocks the ball out. Grabbed by Ironmonger. Wind or Wind goes in. Gets the foot pass, which doesn't travel far to Dundas. Dundas gives it up the ground to Kapler. Kick off the ground by Osborne. And it's out of bounds. Pretty untidy stuff in what has been a very free-flowing game. But this is a pretty poor last couple of minutes. The boundary throw-in again. The 2 sixes and Fairley wins. McCormack runs into the pack and he's claimed, but there'll be a ball up by umpire Rich. 50 out from North Melbourne's goal. Time to change commentary, I think, Tim. Fitzroy 114, North 97.
Fairley climbs over Ironmonger, gets a knock, but doesn't get it clear of the pack. Schwass falls over the ball, and umpire Dennis Rich has to come in and ball it up again. I think his previous call for a ball up was a little premature, and North were hard done by. There was a firm tackle, but the ball had come loose, and I don't think the umpire realised. At the throw-up, Fairley and Ironmonger. Ironmonger gets the knock. Again, it doesn't come clear of the pack, and we might see another one. Romero gets a boot onto it. About 5 metres to Schwass, who runs very hard to try and get clear onto the left boot. He kicks towards goal, and it's just knocked away from Fairley at the last moment, rather from Carey, and through for a behind. North 15-8, 98. Fitzroy 17-12, 114 at the 20-minute mark.
Now the kick in by Lynch has found McCormack, who gives it across to Baldwin outside 50. Baldwin's hefty kick up towards Stevens, uses his body well on Brayshaw, but the ball has been punched away by Crocker, and there'll be a boundary throw in. Now we'll check the other scores in just a moment here from Princes Park. Fitzroy 17-12, North Melbourne 15-8. There's not much in a couple of the other games, particularly at Waverley. Boundary throw in, Larkin hand pass, taken by German, slung off his kick. The ball goes to Larkin, hand pass to Rock, kicks the ball up towards half forward, and McCarthy eventually takes one. A big knee bandage on his right knee, kicks the ball in towards centre half forward to Longmire, who brushes Lynch away. And he gains valuable meterage, and Longmire is marked about 45 metres out directly in front. Fitzroy by 16 points after having led by 21 at quarter time and by 3 at half, and now lead by 16 points. But Longmire with 1 goal today to cut it back to just a goal and a half. The kick by Longmire, I don't think it's going to be a goal. It's a behind. North Melbourne 15-9, 99. Fitzroy 17-12, 114. David Mackay at Waverley.
6-point lead to the Blues at the 22-minute mark. Carlton 8-7-55. Lead Essendon 7-7-49.
Three-quarter time here at the MCG, and Richmond are 11-8-74 to Footscray 7-9-51. Skeeter.
There's the siren for three-quarter time at Cardinia Park, with Geelong leading by 26 points. 13-9-87. Sydney 9-7-61.
Fitzroy into attack here. Osborne on the run, has a shot and hits the post. Oh, that would have been handy. Fitzroy rebounding out of after 7 or 8 minutes of torrid defence and very nearly getting a goal. 17-13, 115. North 15-9, 99. The margin 16 points Fitzroy's way, as Martin puts the ball back into play and finds Fairley in front of the Gardner stand on the halfback flank. Gets a call from Schwass. Oh, I don't know whether it's too well placed. Romero arrives late, almost marks it, but Lyon takes the spillage. A hand pass to Ruse, as steady as he has been all day. Kicks poorly though in towards half forward. Stevens onto it, has it kicked away from him by Scholl, by Brayshaw rather. Ball loose, there's a fight going on just away from the ball, not very far away. Picked up by Steele. Hand pass to McRae under pressure. Good acceleration. A left footer to the wing. Finds Schwass in the clear, wind bearing down. Schwass kicks towards Longmire's lead. Can't quite hold the Dunstalian mark. He's tackled, he's penalised for holding the ball. And the free kick goes to Baldwin, just inside the defensive 50 for Fitzroy.
Handballs across the half-back line to Ruse. Touches the ball on the ground, then looks for Blakey. Rock will come late. Blakey, good mark in front of Rock, has been marked, has been paid the mark. Fitzroy 17-13, North Melbourne 15-9, the Roys by 16 points. Blakey's hand pass to Baldwin, who leaves the ball behind, but tidied up and mopped up by Ruse. Late tackle from Allison. Ruse kick, not a particularly good one, but it goes to Dundas. Handball on to Kapler, 55 metres out. Oh, a hospital hand pass to Dundas, who might have hurt himself. He has hurt himself at centre half forward. He's writhing in pain. The ball cleared away by Scholl up towards the wing position, where Scholl runs away from his opponent in Osborne, kicks the ball in towards half forward, where it's marked by McCarthy. Dundas in trouble. The kick by McCarthy in towards Longmire. Good spoil from Lynch. Crummers required, but they're not there for North Melbourne. Picked up by McCormack. Kicks the ball up towards centre half back, but Steele is marked on the attacking side of the centre for North Melbourne. Schwass is short. The foot pass is not a good one, but it does find Schwass playing cat and mouse with his opponent in McCormack. The ball hand pass to German, goes long in towards goal. It's offline and through for a behind. 15 points the difference. Fitzroy 17-13, North Melbourne 15-10. Tim, what's happening with Matthew Dundas?
Coming off, being carried off, its lower leg. I don't think it's not knee, but he's in a lot of pain. One hopes it's not a bone in the lower part of the leg. Now the ball put back into play by Lynch, straight down the middle. Target, there isn't one really. Squash finishes up with the ball. He plays on, David Murphy-like. Inside 50, goes for home and just misses. And it really did deserve better. It was a magnificent bit of play. Flew with the big men. As it came off their hands, he was the one balanced as he landed, came away with the ball and very nearly kicked a goal on the run. The margin 14 points. Fitzroy 115, North 111. We're in time on. This will be a short quarter.
Kick in by Lynch is marked by Paxman on half-back flank. I thought he was shaping to a handball to Elliott going past. Umpire Rich says no, go back on the mark. And German's on the mark. Paxman, a high kick around the wing on our broadcast or northern side. Caven just on for Dundas has taken the mark on the wing for Fitzroy. Beyond 25 minutes in the term. The kick by Caven down towards Stevens. He can't mark. The ball comes down towards line of Fitzroy. Hand pass out wide towards Cormac. Cormac runs around Larkin. Lines up from 35 metres out. It won't be a goal. Too much carry for Weldon, who doubled back trying to mark and threw for behind to Fitzroy. Score check. North Melbourne 15-11 101. Fitzroy 17-14 116. And it's the Roy boys by 2.5 goals. About a minute or two off three-quarter time.
Joe Cormac, 2 goals 4. He's kicked Fitzroy's 2 of their 3 in this quarter. Thumping long kick back into players. Marked by McCarthy in the centre circle. That was Smith who kicked it. Hand pass to Steele. 1 to German. Inside 50. Goes to Allison. Goal number 6. Stops in his tracks. Gets around 1 and misses. Oh, that was a gift. And he missed it. And the Kangaroos need it because they're finding them hard to come by. They're 15-12 102. The Roy boys are 17-14 116. It's getting desperate.
The kick in by Lynch has gone past Kapler. That was the target. Roos there with McCarthy. McCarthy with 2 to beat. He knocks the ball out wide towards Brayshaw. Weight of numbers with Kapler comes in, although Steele comes in to even up the numbers 2 on 2. It's out towards the boundary. And a player, no, it's over, and there'll be a boundary throw in. Now let's go to Waverley only and David Mackay.
6-point lead to the Blues at the 27-minute mark. Carlton 9-7-61 lead. Essendon 8-7-55.
From the boundary throw in, knocked down by Swash towards Steele. Kicks up towards 50, but Kapler has marked at half-back flank for Fitzroy, who lead by 14 points, 17-14 to 15-12. Kapler over the top to Elliott. Elliott now from half-back flank, skirting that centre square line, up towards half-forward. In goes Rock, who's been a very good player. Hand passes to Martin, wide of centre. Martin's foot pass, a beauty to German. German chips the ball down towards Carey. Open space here, draws Lynch. Will he go with a hand pass to Longmire? No, they come in. He's been pulled off the ball. He picks it up again, goes into goal and puts it through. A goal to North Melbourne, kicked by Wayne Carey. That's his 3rd. And I thought he did too much and didn't go for the first or second option. The ball was smothered. When I say smothered, he was grabbed as he went to kick the ball, and he was outnumbered 2-1, but picked it up and had a ping with his left boot and has popped it through. 8 points the difference. Fitzroy 17-14, North Melbourne 16-12.
I think you called that correctly, Smooth. He should have given 2 or 3 first options off then, really. But that was one North wanted. They've missed a number of sitters, but the game is really grinding back now. It is a real contest at the moment.
3 goals to 2 in this quarter. We've played 28 minutes. Cormac wins the hard ball out of the centre and kicks to McCormack, who takes the mark. He plays on. He was only 35 out, and he puts it out on the full. Crackers, have you got any comment to make on that?
Shoot him.
Fair enough.
David Mackay, another goal to Carlton out at Waverley.
Yes, back to a 12-point lead. Peter at the 28-minute mark. Carlton 10-7-67, leading Essendon 8-7-55.
Back here at Princess Park, the ball in Fitzroy's 50, picked up by Larkin. Hand pass, doesn't find it marked. Oh, luckily for Fitzroy, as Elliott was running to an open goal, luckily for North, Larkin got a push and the free kick. Now he gives a hand pass right across into the goal square to Smith, who kicks out wide looking for Scholl. Scholl does well, leaves Osman in his wake by about 10 metres, runs up just wide of the centre, kicks in towards Allison, and Allison bursting out of the forward line is marked about 60 metres out from goal. Longmire 1-on-1, he's got the front posse on Lynch and takes the mark. 45 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle, maybe a little better than that. It was a good lead because he led well. Lynch was about a metre behind him, and Paxman was coming in from the side to try and punch and deflect. But Longmire is marked. Drop punch for goal. It won't be a goal. It's a soft kick into the forward pocket and a mark to Ironmonger. No. Off the pack it goes to McCarthy. Handball to German. German has a shot, but it goes into the pack. Picked up by Kapler. As the siren goes for three-quarter time, and as Stan Alves will probably say in a couple of minutes, this match is still very much up for grabs. Fitzroy 17-14, 116 to North Melbourne 16-12, 108 at three-quarter time. Just the major goal kickers. For Fitzroy, Wildens kicked 3. and 2 each to Cormac, Baldwin and Stevens. And for North Melbourne, Ellison 5, Carey 3, and 2 goals to Peter German. At three-quarter time at Princes Park, it is Fitzroy by 8 points, 17-14, 116 to North Melbourne, 16-12, 108. This coverage of Australian football coming to you on 3 Allow network stations out of Melbourne. We'll take news headlines in just a moment. But
Of what's happening in this game is that the number of times in the last few minutes both sides missed easy shots. It's just the pressure of this game. 8-point lead. Oh gee, I'm not brave enough to pick it. I went for North at half-time, but I think Fitzroy have done enough to earn even money bet at this stage.
I go along with that for sure, because the class little blowers of North, the Swats, the Rocks, the Larkins of this world, but they haven't got a ruckman. Ian Fairley can't keep on jumping against a big horse, and it'll go right to the wire. I'm going to fancy North because they're probably a quality side, but oh, Fitzroy, they've got a sniff, and they are bad people when they get a sniff of victory.
Only 17 free kicks in the match. 9 Fitzroy, North Melbourne 8. Rouge 24 possessions, Kapler 20, Dundas 18, who's off the ground, Blakey and Stevens 17. And for North Melbourne, German 20, Rock 18, and 17 each to Larkin, Ramiro, and 14 to Allison.
Dundas is back, so that injury wasn't too serious. He's up in the forward pocket. Looked like Caven and Claby off at the start. There's the bounce of the ball. Final term underway. And North battling to make its place in the sixth safe. But Fitzroy win it out of the centre through Blakey. Blazes away over half forward. McCormack in front. Brings it to ground. Wheeldon might try and kick off the ground. He doesn't. He doesn't get it free. McCormack's got it. Kicks with the left. Loses his boot. The ball goes out of bounds. Where did the boot go, Crackers?
Just next to it.
There'll be a throw in. No, he put it out on the full. The boot didn't go out on the full. That bounced just inside. A free kick to Steele.
Actually, it's Chandler Tim from the back pocket, kicks up towards Crocker. The spoil from Lyon comes down towards Rock. Rock's on 50, he's defending. High kick up towards the wing position there, our broadcast commentary point. And it's Fairley out marking number 6, Ironmonger. The 2-6 going up there. Ian Fairley of North Melbourne kicks the ball really to no one, and Elliott running with the flight takes quite a good mark on the halfback line for Fitzroy. Delivers a hand pass to Broderick. He in turn with hand goes to Roos. From the point of the square at halfback, goes up towards centre half forward, with a mark has been taken there by Stevens. Hand pass on to Osborne. Hurried hand pass back to Stevens. Misses the target. Picked up by German. German kicks the ball to Scholl, running away from Osborne. Left foot kick by Scholl towards centre half forward. In front of the pack there is Carey. Carey kicks to an unguarded goal and has put it through. That's his 4th goal. Well, a quick turnover there, Stan, with a bad hand pass from Osborne, left the door open and cost Fitzroy that goal to North Melbourne. Fitzroy 17-14, North 17-12. More about that in a moment. Let's go to Waverley and David Mackay.
Bombers got the first goal of the final term, and they trail now by 7 points after 1.5 minutes. Carlton 10-8, 68, lead Essendon 9-7, 61. Clelo.
We are the best part of 12 minutes into this last quarter, and it's still 11 points of difference. Richmond 11-8-74, Footscray 9-9-63. Skeeter.
We've been playing here to 11 minutes. It's Geelong by 24 points. 15-9-99, Sydney 11-9-75.
3 close games around the grounds. We'll be keeping you posted on LO and network stations. Fitzroy into attack, Steele in possession, tackled, dispossessed. Elliott gets a 20-metre kick forward for the Lions, but Smith runs onto it for North. Pokes a defensive kick out towards the boundary line and half-back. Rock guarding it, keeping it safe, and taking it over for a throw-in. Yes, Fitzroy giving the ball away a minute or so ago. Osborne finessing with a hand pass to Stevens. It all came unstuck, and the Kangaroos kicked a goal. Carey's fourth. The margin back to 2 points. Throw in now in Fitzroy's attacking half, but a long way from goal. Pack forming around the ball. Umpire Rich comes in and will ball it up about 70 metres from Fitzroy's goal as they go to the scoreboard end in this last quarter.
3 minutes in, the ball up, and they lock arms to 2 number 6s, Fairley and Ironmonger. In fact, it was Schwass, I think, who was claimed by Ironmonger, couldn't get a handball away, and there'll be a further ball up. Fitzroy 17-14, North Melbourne 17-12. We've got the late one and also the close one here on 3LO. Knocked down by Ironmonger. The ball taken by Blakey, kicks the ball in towards half forward, picked up by Steele, kicks up towards half back, and Osborne will want to redeem himself for that very poor hand pass which cost a goal a short time ago. Has marked about 55 metres out from goal. And going downwind, downhill, he could just about kick this. He tries to run around the man. He's grabbed. Will he get the hand pass? He does. Sideways to Blakey. Blakey brushes off a tackle. 40 metres out. Lines up for Fitzroy. He's offline and has put it through for a behind. Fitzroy by 3 points here at Princes Park. 17-15. North Melbourne 17-12, and playing for their footy survival in 91.
Smith has a look, considers a couple of options. Each time retraces his steps and now kicks long, almost down the middle. His target is Brayshaw, can't mark. At the fall, Cormack and Rock collide. Cormack the better of it. Hand pass to Blakey. A hand pass to Broderick. Sidesteps a couple. Hand pass to McCormick. 35 out, goes for home, and he misses. So the Lions wasting opportunities. 17-16, 118. North 17-12, 114. David, any change at Waverley?
Yes, Tim. Yes, the Dons have hit the front after only 4 minutes of play. They've kicked 3 goals in a row to lead by 6 points. Carlton 10-8-68, trailing Essendon 11-8-74.
The kick in by Ross Smith, and a bit of pushing and shoving in the pack. The ball knocked back towards Fitzroy's 50. Broderick gives the hand pass to Osborne. Osborne kicks across the goal. In fact, is it out on the full? It is. It went right across the face of goal from the scoreboard side to the other side, and there'll be a free kick to Steele of North Melbourne. Fitzroy by 4 points here at the Princes Park. The kick by Steele. It limps outside 50. Swass up, can't mark. Comes down to Rock. Rock a high kick in front of our broadcast position. Down towards Ramiro and Wind. And Wind takes the mark and plays on quickly. Kicks to Broderick. Broderick will he hand pass to Roos. He'll give it back to Wind, who they're closing on him. Quick hand pass on to Elliott. Wind not hurt. Elliott kicks it towards centre half forward. And the mark is taken for Fitzroy. Is it by Stevens? It is. 45-degree angle, about 50 metres out from goal. Fitzroy by 4 points at Princes Park. It's been a fine day. It's been overcast, but very high cloud. Little sprinkling of a blue poking through. The ground chopped up, as it has been for a long while. Stevens, 48 metres out. Drop punts for goal. It's a long kick. It might just drop short a couple of metres. It has. And what's going to happen? A mark's being paid to Ironmonger. It's his birthday, Tim. He's kicked 5 goals before today, and 1 today so far.
Goal-scoring orgy by Big John
Boy,
Ironmonger.
he's on fire. And I don't think it's his birthday. And Big John...
That was August the 1st, the horse's birthday.
Was it? About 2 metres out from goal. So a vital kick. Fitzroy 4 points in front. And we'll be checking all the other venues because we've got a couple of tight ones at Waverley and at the MCG. And the Swans sticking reasonably close, although the Cats keeping the Swans at arm's length to a degree down at Cardinia Park. Ironmonger Drop punts and has put it through. So Fitzroy lead by 10 points, and we've played a tick under 7 minutes in the final term. 18-16, 124 to North Melbourne, 17-12, 114. David Mackay at Waverley.
Essendon by 6 points after 7 minutes. Essendon 11-8, 74 lead Carlton 10-8, 68. Clelo.
17 minutes in the last quarter, and Hogg has just kicked his fifth to make Richmond lead by 10 points. They are 12-8, 80. The Footscray 10-10, 70. Skeeter.
In playing 15 minutes, Geelong by 25 points. They are 15-10, 100. Saints Sydney 11-9, 75.
3 games hanging in the balance. Stanley, who do you fancy now?
I fancy Fitzroy, because they've just dominated the last few minutes of this quarter, and that goal by Ongamunga, gee, I love the way he's got down there today and taken those grabs, because they're not a big forward line, done tremendously well, but they're just able to answer all of North's challenges.
Fitzroy by 10 points at the bounce. Ironmonger wins it out of the centre with a hand pass about 20 metres forward for Fitzroy. Chandler on hands and knees, knocks it to German. Short left foot kick to Schwass. Hand pass meant for Scholl. He has to chase as it slips away out towards the wing. He's got it now. He kicks to half forward. Longmire can't mark against Lynch's spoil. Lynch pins him at ground level. Rock has it. He's tackled by Baldwin. Baldwin on his knees was legged and gets a free kick for Fitzroy. Between the fullback and halfback lines, the Lions rallying strongly now. They've led virtually all day. Baldwin kicks out towards the wing. Front position North. I thought there might have been a free, not paid. Chandler buried at the foot of the pack. Ironmonger on top of him doesn't give you much chance. And umpire Rich comes into ball up just a shade North's attacking side of the southern wing.
There's the ball up. Up goes Ironmonger and wins with a hefty one. Knocked on by Kapler behind the pack. Lyon grabbed Fitzroy. No free kick, but he picks it up and gives the handball back towards Blakey. Blakey gets out of a Crocker tackle, loses possession, then gains it back again. Handball across to Lyon. Weighted numbers eventually sees him lose it to Scholl. Kicks up towards half forward. Underneath the pack, several players. Allison sweeps on the ball. Free kick to North Melbourne. Advantage paid. Allison squares it to Ramiro, who's marked 35 metres out from goal. Fitzroy by 10 points, and Jose Ramiro, who has kicked 1 goal, 1. He's dead in front at centre half forward to the Robert Heatley stand end of Princes Park, about 35 metres out tops. Now Broderick is on the mark, Ironmonger's side of the mark, obviously giving Jose a bit of kicking advice after being a bit of a super boot himself today with a couple. Ramiro, 35 out, drop punch for goal and puts it right through the middle for his second. And we're back to 4 points here at Princes Park. Fitzroy 18-16, North Melbourne 18-12. All venues, David at Waverley.
Blues back in front by a point after 9.5 minutes. Carlton 11-9, 75 lead. Essendon 11-8, 74. Blues by a point. Clelo.
20 minutes in this quarter, and the mighty Flea Waitman has put Richmond further ahead. They're 13-8, 86 to Footscray 10-10, 70. Skeeter.
18 minutes into the final quarter, Geelong by 21 points. Geelong 15-12, 102. Sydney 12-9, 81.
Collingwood and Melbourne supporters hanging on a 1-point margin at Waverley and a 4-point one at Princes Park. North into attack through German. Out comes Longmire. Lynch in front of him, but Larkin steals it. Dummies the hand pass, then feeds it inside to Ramiro for his second to put them in front. His third of the day, is second in a minute, and the Kangaroos lead the Lions by 2 points at Princes Park. 19-12, 126. Fitzroy 18-16, 124. Jack, have they been in front previously? He shakes his head and says no, crackers.
Well, they're just starting to run, and their midfield is starting to just get their legs. Ramiro's coming into it, Larkin's there, and so is German. And Fitzroy just probably starting to wear out a bit.
From the centre bounce after Ramiro's goal, Ironmonger an emphatic thump up towards centre half forward, but McRae is there for North Melbourne. Kicks the ball back up towards the half forward line for North. Off the packet comes, and Roos knocks the ball across towards the boundary, but McCarthy infringes on Roos, and Roos will get a free kick outside 50. He's defending. Fitzroy 18-16, North Melbourne 19-12. The Kangaroos by 2 points. This match on 3LO and network stations. Kicked by Roos up towards the wing on our broadcast side. We've lost sight of the ball, and we see the boundary umpire's hand go up and the whistle go for a boundary throw in. North 126, Fitzroy 124. A couple of tight ones, particularly at Waverley. We'll check those scores every 2 or 3 minutes in the final term. Boundary throw in, Ironmonger again, but stolen by German. German's kick up towards the half-forward line. There's no one there for North. It bounces just prior to the line, and there'll be a boundary throw in. Waverley only, David Mackay.
Still the Blues by a point after 12 minutes. Carlton 11-9-75, leading Essendon 11-8-74.
12 minutes in here at Princes Park. Kangaroos by 2 points. You've got the close one, Swan. Off the pack, Rock chips it up towards the leading long mile. Lynch attacks the ball bravely, soccers at it and clears it out to Blakey. Who flicks it and throws it, says umpire Rich, and it's a North Melbourne free kick to Longmire as Blakey tried to back tunnel it. Got the hand underneath it, lifted it up off the floor, and the result was apparent to all. Longmire now out at the 50. In fact, will kick from just inside it. He's kicked 1 goal, 3 so far today. Hasn't had many opportunities, and when he has, hasn't kicked truly. Very difficult shot this. Couldn't be much tougher. And he's not able to kick a goal. He kicks a behind, missing near side. North by 3 points, 19-13. Fitzroy 18-16. Swan, any change?
No, still a 1 point lead with the Blues attacking. Blues by 1 point at the 13-minute mark. Carlton 11-9-75. Essendon 11-8-74.
Kick in by Lynch, marked by Baldwin on, and Baldwin kicks the ball around that southern wing. We'll check the other scores in a moment. Broderick, a little nudge with the boot, kicks the ball up towards half-forward line. Stevens is there. Good pick up in the mud on the practice pitch area. Hand pass meant for another player. Fitzroy played, but it didn't find its mark. Crocker grabbed without the ball by Stevens, and it's over for a boundary throw in with North Melbourne leading by 3 points. Clearlow and Skeet.
Well, Richmond have got this one at the 23.5-minute mark. They lead by 24 points. They're 14-10 to 10-10. Skeeter.
They've been playing 20 minutes. It's Geelong by 15 points. The Swans are not dead. It's Geelong.
Okay. Yeah, go and score.
Geelong 15-12, 102. Sydney 13-9, 87.
Kick by German up towards the wing. Picked up by Ellison. Kicks up towards that Hawthorn or Fitzroy dugout. About 60 out from North Melbourne's goal. And there'll be a boundary throw in. North Melbourne 19-13, 127. Fitzroy 18-16, 124. The boundary throw in. Ironmonger takes the ball out of the air. Claimed by McCarthy. But Ironmonger quick of hand. Gives the handball to Baldwin. Runs with the ball. Touches the ball on the ground. Kicks the ball up towards centre half forward. And nearly a mark there to McCormack. Kick off the ground by Elliott. Elliott knocks the ball down towards half forward. Martin comes out. Bad hand pass. Intercepted by Lyon. Hand pass further down the field to Wheeldon. Ian turned back towards McCormack. Handball to Osborne. Osborne goes long in towards goal. And has he kicked it?
He has.
He has. He's put it through. Fitzroy back in front by 3 points. 19-16, 130. North Melbourne 19-13, 127. Stan.
Yes, well, a terrific bit of play by Jason Baldwin coming out of the back line. He ran, he had his full measure of distance. He wasn't prepared to give the ball off until his teammates were in the right position. He touched the ball on the ground, and a great bit of play. And they just got numbers to the ball, and that's a real boost for their confidence, because quite often if you get headed in a situation like this, you could fall apart. Showing a fair bit of character at the moment, the Lions, to come back.
A little bit of luck too, as Martin copped a high tackle from Elliott. It really should have been paid the North fullback's way. From the ball up, a pack around the ball, and another ball up from umpire Van Beek. 7 or 8 metres North's attacking side of the centre circle. The Roys 130, the Roos 127. Fitzroy in front by 3 points. Crucial game for North at Princes Park. Fairley gets the knock. McCarthy fists it on. Allison, who's kicked 5, can go for number 6. He kicks, he misses. Oh, he sprayed it off the outside of the boot, and he has missed 2 sitters. He really should have 7, and that was a gift. Fitzroy 19-16, 130. North 19-14, 128.
But we haven't got the close one. David Mackay, point the difference at Waverley.
That's true, Peter. A point the difference. 16 minutes down, the last quarter.
Okay, so it's Carlton a point in front. Kick in by Lynch. Outside 50. The ball comes down to Roos. Knocked out towards Larkin. And Elliott grabbed by Larkin, but there's no free kick in front of the Gardner stand for a boundary throw in. So Carlton by a point at Waverley. And the Tigers have the game pretty much wrapped up at the MCG. The last report we had, they're about 4 goals in front, and the last report from Cardinia Park as the ball goes out of bounds here again at Princes Park via Larkin was that Geelong led by 15 points. We are 16.5 minutes in the final term. Crucial
Don's back
game.
in front by 5 points.
A goal to Essendon. Essendon by 5 points at Waverley. From the boundary throw-in, Broderick is there. Just knocks the ball out to Roos on half-back flank. Roos now kicks up towards half-forward. The ball punched away by Smith from McCormack, and it beats the players over in front of our broadcast position for a boundary throw-in. We better get a score, David.
16 and a half minutes gone. Essendon 13-8-86 lead. Carlton 12-9-81.
Clearlo, quick one. Clearlo.
Richmond by 21 at the 27-minute mark. Scooter.
Been playing 25 minutes. It's Geelong by 16 points.
And the ball on the wing here at Princess Park. It's been kicked very high in the air and up and down on the one spot. German has it for North. His kick smothered over the boundary line. Throw in on the wing. Fitzroy 19-16, 130. North 19-14, 128. We've got the close one. Out at Waverley, Essendon by 5. Fairley puts North into attack from the throw-in after taking it out of the air. Larkin does well, runs onto it, goes towards Longmire. Great spoil Lynch. Longmire retrieves. He's got it. He hand passes for McCarthy very wide from the boundary line. Kicks it towards the square, but it's fisted through by Paxman. And the margin now is 1 point. We've definitely got the close one. Fitzroy 19-16, 130. North 19-15, 129. David, any change?
Yes, Don's now lead by only 4 points. 17 and a half minutes gone in the final term.
Okay, back here at Princess Park. Lynch in front of the Robert Heatley stand to put the ball back into play. Drop punts up towards the centre. And the North Melbourne player looking for a free kick for a push. He might get it against Kapler. And that player is McCarthy on the attacking side of the centre. Roos dropping back for a little bit of a wall there at centre half back, and the kick by McCarthy, not a good one. It beats a couple of players, goes to Longmire. He's grabbed by Elliott. The ball 20 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. Rock is there, and there'll be a ball up. 25 out directly in front. A point the difference. Fitzroy 19-16, North Melbourne 19-15. North and Essendon about 25 kilometres apart, playing for their finalist existence. There's the ball up. No one can mark. Carey comes to it, grabbed, trying to get his boot to it. He does the second time and kicks it behind.
Level.
Scores are level. 19-16 apiece. David Mackay at Waverley.
Still a 4-point lead to Essendon at the 19-minute mark, with David Glascott shooting for goal for the Blues.
We'll be back to check on that. Lynch putting the ball back into play here with scores level at Princess Park, and Blakey takes the mark. Still inside the defence at 50. Fitzroy under siege at the moment as North Melbourne desperately seeking the 4 premiership points. Blakey passes to Roos, who takes the mark. Between the half-back flank and wing on the southern side, they've got the loose man. He pokes it to Baldwin, who's forward of the wing now as he plays on. Kicks into half-forward. Ironmonger got the big hands around the ball. And the horse came down with it. And he's 50 metres out, and I wonder if he can kick the ball that far. David, did Glascott kick a goal?
No, only a point, and so it's a 3-point lead to Essendon at the 20-minute mark.
Now Ironmonger, who's kicked 2. 40% as many as he'd kicked in his career up until today. I don't reckon he can get the distance from 50. The drop punt kick is just about there. Oh. He's done it! Unbelievable! Big John Ironmonger is the hero. What a stalwart he's been for Fitzroy today as he charges back into the centre. The Lions are a goal in front. 2016, 136. North 1916, 130. All grounds, David Mackay.
3-point lead to Essendon at the 20-minute mark. Essendon 13-8-86 lead. Carlton 12-11-83. Clearlo.
Richmond have won. Richmond 14-11, 95. Footscray 11-12, 78. Skeet.
Been playing 27 minutes. It's Geelong by 27 points. 17-13, 115. Sydney 13-9, 87.
Back here at Princess Park. Ironmonger after the goal gets the emphatic knock up towards centre half forward. Picked up by Brayshaw. Kicks North Melbourne out of defence up towards their half forward line. Wind is there. Tries to dribble the ball close to the boundary line, and I guess he succeeded for a while as the ball went out of our view with the overhang here for a boundary throw-in. Fitzroy by a goal, 2016 to 1916, boundary throw-in. Ironmonger taps it down, but straight to Schwass. Schwass's kick is smothered. It comes to German. German kicks into the body of Cormack. The ball picked up by Dundas. Hand pass, not a good one. McRae strikes off a tackle, breaks clear, kicks up towards centre half forward. Carey running the wrong way. Allison the crumbs, 35 metres out, kicks it towards goal and has missed, and it's through for a behind. Kick by Allison. His first 5 scoring shots were goals, His remaining 3 have been behinds, and Fitzroy lead by 5 points. So it's all set up for North if they're good enough to kick a goal and win by a point. Fitzroy 2016, North Melbourne 1917.
Lynch, a magnificent pass back into play to Blakey, who has a bounce, storms to the centre, kicks long to Lyon, who can't quite mark. Osborne at the fall, gets his kick out towards the pocket. Wheeldon and Martin. Wheeldon goes to ground. Martin still on his feet, collects the ball at the boundary line, gets around the oncoming Wheeldon, touches down, but he'd taken the ball out. The boundary umpire from a long way away has called it out of bounds. A bit like that moment here last year when it got away from the boundary umpire.
The goal umpire gave him decision, Tim. I looked back and saw the goal umpire actually help him out.
Well done. Good teamwork by the umpires and the commentators. At the throw-in, Ironmonger takes it out of the air, snaps it goal with the left boot, and it bounces through for his 4th.
The big fellas always have to do it in the finish.
You would not believe this. He had kicked 5 in his career. How many games was it, Smooth? We checked it earlier. He kicked 5 in 87 games, and today he's kicked 4, and he's put Fitzroy 11 points in front. 21-16, 142. North 19-17, 131. We're at the 23-minute mark. David Mackay, very quickly.
Still a cliffhanger, 2-point lead to Essendon at the 22.5-minute mark. Essendon 13-8-86, lead Carlton 12-12-84.
From the centre bounce, Ironmonger got the tap it. Larkin gave it to Rock, who kicks up towards centre half forward. Wind is there, drops the ball, picks it up, then kicks the ball. Good time erosion out towards the half-back flank. A chance there for McRae. Overruns the ball. Elliott sockers the ball off the ground. It goes to Rock. Rock is there. Handball over the top of Elliott. Straight to McRae. 60 metres out and finds McCarthy. 45 metres out in front of the Carlton Social Club. He's about 12 metres in from the boundary, although as I talk, the umpire just bringing him around to about 10 metres in. It is certainly kickable.
Geelong have won by 27 points.
Thanks, Kate. We'll get the elongated scores from you after this kick by McCarthy. He should score something from 45 metres. No, he won't score anything. He's pushed it to the left, and it's been fisted through by the Fitzroy defence for a behind to North Melbourne. Score check. North 19-18, 132. Fitzroy 21-16, 142. Roy's by 10 points. Final score, Skeet.
Geelong 17-13, 115. Defeated Sydney Swans 13-10, 88.
Short kick back into play. It gets away from Roos. It's picked up by Germany. Snaps it goal, and it's through for a behind. It should have been marked by Paxman. Both teams making mistakes under pressure. A behind to North. They're 19-19, 133. Fitzroy 21-16, 142. David, who's winning and by how much?
Still the Blues, still Essendon by 2 points at the 24-minute mark. Ball on Essendon's half-forward line.
From the kick in by Lynch, the ball ends up with McRae. Handball to Ramiro. 45 metres out. Make it 40. Drop punch in towards goal. It won't be a goal, and it's been punched through by Roos defensively to give away another behind. Now let's check the scoreboard. It's Fitzroy 142, North Melbourne 134. Fitzroy by 8 points, 21-16 to 19 goals 20.
7 goals kicked in the quarter. We are in time on right now. We've just entered time on. The quarter, I'd imagine, will go 29 or 30 minutes. Ball back in play. North's half-forward flank. Fighting for it. Martin up in the attacking half. And he's got it as he grits the teeth. Feeds a hand pass to another defender, Brayshaw, who crosses the 50. Goes towards goal. It is touched through for another behind. And North might close the gap on behinds. 19-21, 135. Fitzroy 21-16, 142. 7-point margin, half a minute into time on. Swan the score and the time at Waverley.
Bombers lead by 3 points as we move into time on. Essendon 13-9, 87. Lead Carlton 12-12, 84.
Now the kick in by Paxman. Where's he going to go? Straight up the middle, virtually, looking for Ironmonger. Martin will come from behind. Ironmonger one grab, went back for the second, couldn't get it. Sherman tackled high, no free kick, picked up by Larkin. Hand passes on towards Chandler. An up and under kick, but it will be marked, I'd say. No, it's not marked. The ball comes down towards Martin again, who's playing up in the forward part of the ground at the moment. Martin always tackled, gets a quick hand pass to Larkin. Larkin 75 metres out, kicks in towards Longmire. One grab, the second, he's got it. 45 metres out from goal, John Longmire. As Fitzroy lead by 7 points. He has kicked 1 goal for, and this to make it a point the difference. But Fitzroy will still have the advantage into time on by 90 seconds. Longmire drop punch for goal and has put it through. It's a goal, he's second. A point the difference at Princes Park. Into time on 26 minutes and 40 seconds. Score check. Fitzroy 21-16, 142. North Melbourne 20-21, 141. David Mackay.
Still the Bombers by 3 points at the 26-minute mark. Ball on Essendon's half-forward line.
And repeating that Richmond have beaten Footscray at the MCG and Geelong have beaten the Swans at Cardinia Park. A kick in it at 2 venues, both which could shake the lineup of the 6. At the bounce, a thrilling round 22. Ironmonger down to Broderick. He's lost in a sandwich of players. And umpire Van Beek comes in and will ball up almost in the centre still. 27.25 minutes gone. About 2.5 to go at Princes Park. Van Beek bounces the ball. Good high bounce. Ironmonger gets the knock. Broderick can't collect it. Ironmonger gets it out. Loses it. Picked up by Romero. Puts North into attack. Carey getting under it. Roos makes the spoil. Brings it down to Cormac. Hand pass to Harding, who gets a hand pass to no one. Roos in there for Fitzroy. He's got about 3 against him. Schwass gets the ball. He gets tackled. And the umpire comes in to ball it up. And it's back where it started in the centre circle. Fitzroy by a point. Almost 28 minutes gone.
And Essendon by 4 points at VFL Park. Ironmonger takes the ball out of the pack. Doesn't kick it very far. It's still in the centre of Princes Park. Picked up by a line of Fitzroy. Delays a hand pass out towards Broderick. Crocker over his back. The ball knocked out to Elliott. Elliott's hand pass to Stevens. 50 metres out. Hand passes to Osborne. Oh, he's grabbed from behind. Good tackle by Fairley. Loose ball goes to Larkin. The gate was wide open. Larkin's hand pass to Chandler. Kicks North up towards centre half forward. Bruce punches the ball away. A chance here for Sherman. Sherman, 40 metres out, has kicked the ball into time on and put North in front. North by 5 points, 28.5 minutes in the quarter. The goal kicked by Peter German. Stan.
I'm just trying to think of who was the player who laid the tackle on down there. It was worth his weight in gold, who got Osborne was about to kick.
Osborne was too slow too.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
I called
great
Fairley.
play by German.
I thought it was Fairley, but I couldn't
be. Yeah,
but
whoever
sure.
it was, it's worth its weight in gold. I mean, that won't. Germans kick the goal, magnificent. But if you want to look back, and if North get out of jail today, they'll remember. I'm sure Schimmelbusch will know who laid the tackle on.
I think it was Larkin.
Only about a minute to go. We've gone 29. Van Beek bounces the ball. It favours Fitzroy. Martin tries to take it out of the air. Ironmonger in to make sure he can't. A rugby scrum after it. There'll be another ball up. David, any change at Waverley?
Essendon still lead by 4 points after a terrible error by Glasgow. Essendon now holding possession, 29 minutes gone.
We've gone 29-20 here. Martin and Ironmonger. Neither gets a clear knock. Schwass runs onto him. He can kick long. He does. Up to full forward. Lynch in good shape against Longmire. It falls to the front of the pack. Chance for German, close to the boundary line for North Melbourne, nowhere to go. He takes it over the line, and North perhaps safe now. We're almost at the 30-minute mark. In front for only the second time all day. They lead by 5 points.
Boundary throw in just 20 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. Baldwin's got the front position. He goes to ground. In comes Kapler with a sideways bump. The ball comes out of the pack. Longmire grabbed, and a free kick will go to Fitzroy. But they're a long way from home. They're in their back pocket.
Essendon have won by 4 points.
The Bombers have won by 4 points. Now the hand pass to Paxman, or is it Lynch? It's Lynch running the ball from half back. Kicks up towards the centre of the ground. Fitzroy still a chance. It was Lynch because
Essendon have won by 4 points.
The Bombers have won by 4 points. Now the hand pass to Paxman, or is it Lynch? It's Lynch running the ball from half back. Kicks up towards the centre of the ground. Fitzroy still a chance. It was Lynch because Paxman's marked the ball. High kick in towards centre half forward. They want someone to take a specky. Line went up, but couldn't mark the ball. Plenty of North Melbourne defenders. The ball just edges inside 50 for Fitzroy as the field umpire comes in and will call for a bounce.
30.5 minutes.
North Melbourne by 5 points. There's the ball up, Ironmonger, but the ball comes through to Lyon and also Cormac, who's claimed a ball up on 50. So the winners today have been Essendon, Richmond and also Geelong. Will get the full-time score from Waverley shortly. Ironmonger takes the ball out of the air. He's kick 4. Martin emerges, holds onto the ball, flicks it out towards Larkin. Larkin picks it up, kicks the ball up towards the wing. Kapler in front of German, picked up there by Broderick. Handball back towards Stevens. Stevens a hand pass to Broderick, 70 out, sideways hand pass to Wind. Wide now, in towards centre half, forward the line, unmarked, 40 metres out from goal. The The siren may go, and he may have to kick this under enormous pressure.
31.25 minutes gone.
North by 5 points. And Ross Lyon will kick from 40 metres out directly in front. Little or no breeze to contend with. Fitzroy, can they win by a point? Lyon keeps it low and straight, and he's put it through. A goal to Fitzroy. They're back in front by a point. And surely time will run out. That's Lyon's first goal. Score check, Fitzroy 22-16, 148 to North Melbourne 21-21, 147. David, quickly the final score.
Final score, Essendon 13-10-88, defeating Carlton 12-12-84.
Well, what a fantastic climax to this day of football, with Fitzroy back in front by 1 point. 32 minutes gone at Princes Park. The siren surely can only be a second or two away as the umpire bounces the ball. Martin in ruck for North, takes it out of the air, but he's tackled by two ferocious Lions. Picked up by Ironmonger. Kick goes nowhere. Dundas in there for Fitzroy. Huge pack after the ball, and there'll be another ball up 20 metres forward of the centre for the Lions. The wrong direction for North, and there it is. The Kangaroos have been beaten at Princes Park, and Fitzroy have prized the door open for Collingwood and Melbourne. With a 1 point win over the Roos, Fitzroy 22-16, 148, have beaten North 21-21, 147.